delicious.
All right.
So, how are you guys? How's it going?
Good.
It's
Good.
definitely good.
Are y'all excited?
Feels good to have a weekend at home after 2 weekends where I was just not at home. I was out with my parents for my birthday last weekend, and 2 weekends ago was their chalet, as you guys know. Anyways, the recording is started, by the way.
Fantastic.
Very cool.
Yep.
So, what do you guys remember from last game?
You set us all up against each other with those one-shot characters. Oh wait, not that game, right?
The other one.
Not that game. That was fun though.
That was very fun, but I
That was a
also
lot of
hate
fun.
you. But it was very fun, but I hate you.
I love that twist. It was so good. I remember the spooky girl in the mirror. Fuck that thing.
The Banshee, I think she was.
Yeah.
The Banshee.
Because
I
yeah,
have a
as you
name for her. I don't know if I had told you guys.
I remember you saying Banshee at some point.
I think I
there's
was using Banshee at some point just as the
A placeholder.
yeah.
um
Oh, I need to crop that one. The fuck's
the
wrong with
maid in
me?
the mirror. That was her name.
Maid in the Mirror?
The Maiden in the Mirror. I believe that's what the.
But
Yeah,
but you
maid in
never
the mirror.
said she was dressed up as a maid.
A cute little maid outfit.
That is so not a maid outfit in the.
Maiden, the Maiden in the
Definitely not.
Mirror. Okay, did that? I don't think that. Did that save proper? Let's see. No, that did not save proper. Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
tell
think
me
you
what you
can.
guys remember from the previous match, the previous session. Uh,
Invest.
we're
we.
talking about not the one shot, but the other.
Yeah, I'm sad the one shot was not recorded, but it'll live in our memories. All right, so what I remember is we went to some random place in Quebec to uncover an artifact, investigated this hidden laboratory that seemed abandoned. Turns out there's a good reason for that. There was the lady in the mirror that was massacring anyone who apparently read notes.
Yeah,
Anyone who
one
read notes.
specific note.
One
The
specific note,
manuscript.
the
A
manuscript.
specific research note.
We eventually figured out how to dispose of her, and at the
And at
same
the
time,
same time running away from the
from her and those weird
creatures.
creatures of the
Mm-hmm.
wound that ended up we had to dispose of them at the end.
Okay.
And also took some cylinders or thingamajig from computer here at the corner.
Yeah, we uncovered a lot of interesting information. Da, 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 da. Mostly aspects of the wood for the scroll we found, the laptops. Talk about the litany of tearing. Oh yeah, okay. We found a scroll that is a recreatable artifact. Tear the scroll in half with the intent to maim, which would apparently damage or hurt or maim someone.
Yep, you guys had found an artifact.
Yeah, the book that I have.
We also heard about the Rite of the Impossible angle, which is a new aspect that is unnamed related to Matt. I have in my notes here another laptop talks about blood.
How specific?
Well, also, I tend to avoid metagaming. I tend to not take detailed notes when it's not my character that uncovers things unless I'm talked to about it.
That's fair.
So
Also, Roll20's
what
laggy.
aspect, just to make sure that you guys, it could be because I'm currently moving a bunch of shit around in Roll20.
Well,
Or
Roll20 is also
moderate.
just shit normally, so.
Yeah, I concur.
I forwarded to T that comment that you and I talked about earlier about how like scuffed stuff is, and T said half of my stuff is always scuffed, so it's normal.
I mean, I figure it's normal. Cool. So, you guys remember picking up a. Give me a second, just to double check that it's properly in your inventories. Because someone's supposed to have the. Yeah, the Litany of Tearing.
Yes.
Yeah, I do have it. The scroll
Yep.
of wounds.
So someone has the Litany of Tearing. Oh, you guys, right? That's right. You guys have the USBs. That's something that I didn't
Yeah,
take
the
into account.
USB
So I'm gonna have to write
with the
that down.
maid and the mirror.
Yeah.
Maiden in the Mirror. Although I probably had been pronouncing it Maiden in the Mirror the entire time.
I heard
Um,
maiden.
I heard maid. Maybe that's just
It's
me
probably you.
projecting.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
guys should
projecting.
have a USB Made in the Mirror. Is there anything else in there? Info.
I've got the laptop
There's the
where
portal,
there was the information of the Litany of Tearing.
hmm
the Litany of Tearing, the right of the. I think Alex said it earlier. The
Right of
impossible angle.
the impossible angle. Yes.
Yep. To the right of the impossible angle. Did I give you guys the info for that?
The only thing I have written down is it's a new unnamed aspect and it's related to math.
Yep.
Is that it?
So there's the it's related to that. Yes, it's right the impossible angle. However, you guys actually technically are supposed to have the information in the sense that on how it does. Essentially, it's a
Wait.
series of instructions
Okay.
that explains how to draw geometric shapes and everything all across the floors and the walls in order to give you instructions on how to move in very precise angles in order to use an artifact and open a rift.
Yeah, I was going to ask, didn't we uncover something that allows us to port around a bit?
I think I've put it in.
That rings a bell to me. I don't
You
know if
guys
it's
had found
written
a
here?
bauble.
The Boggle Portal and Ziggit video.
Yeah, so there's the bauble, which is it's just kind of like a gadget that you guys had found that was essentially a recreation of the right of the impossible angle. So that's what it was. It was a little tiny device that was essentially reenacted the ritual all on itself, sort of automatically, but also on a very small scale that allowed you to cause a slight rift into reality.
Okay.
And yes, you have the Zygote video as well that you had
Oh, I
managed
forgot
to
to go
find.
watch it. I am sorry. You gave us homework and I did not oblige.
That was not actually homework, although it was up to you guys whether or not you want to
I
check it out or not.
I wanted to. I forgot. It's my bad.
That's
It
okay.
was good. It was a good short film.
Indeed. So, do you guys remember bringing anything else with you?
The body of one of the creatures.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you brought along a body of one of your creatures. And so we left off last session right as you guys were exiting the place. Let me double check to make sure. Okay, yeah, you guys are still on the
body
actual
of the
thing.
creature
Yes.
is wrapped in the carpet.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you guys wrapped the body, and you guys are just now leaving the underground lair.
The lab or whatever it was specifically.
So to take back where you guys are, you're just now leaving. You're carrying the body of the creature with you. You've just left. If you remember correctly, you have your cars that are parked inconspicuously, not too far away,
Yes.
but off to the side where no one's going to be able to see them. And so, how do you guys proceed?
Well, where do we want to go
So-
next?
I would go and leave the body next to the entrance, and I would go grab my car and bring it over.
Okay.
Oh, that's clever. Okay, we'll stay here with it.
Yeah, we'll guard it.
We'll also try to stay out of sight if anyone passes by. It's an abandoned or deserted town, so
It is indeed a deserted town. So
we're out of
you
the
come
way
in.
also.
Yeah, you guys are relatively out of the way. There's nobody that passes by during your little maneuver as you go and you back up your vehicle. And I assume you guys are going to get all your stuff together. Are you guys heading back to home, so to speak?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else to do there. Any other business except getting some free healthcare, but yeah.
I mean, isn't that the entire country?
It is the entire
Oh,
country.
right. We're still we were based in the Toronto.
In
We're
Canada,
based in
yeah.
the, yeah, we're not too
Yes.
far from Toronto, yes.
In Canadian.
So
I'll get some
Toronto
real
or Ottawa? I
poutine
thought we
since
were
we're in
near
Quebec.
Gatineau, according to Chris.
yes, you guys are near
So
Gatineau.
we would be closer to
really-
Ottawa than Toronto. Toronto's pretty far.
So since we're gonna be in Quebec, I'm gonna take a real poutine
But
because my character loves cheese.
Unlike you.
Wait, really? That's some heavy role playing there.
That is some heavy fantasy you're having there, Shima.
Yep.
What's next? Having
So-
8 hours of sleep? Soundly?
Dude, what do you think I've made Gaston? Like he's got a perfect life. Like both his parents are still together. He's got a nice like little sister.
One of those rare
Like-
D&D characters that does not have murdered parents.
Well, that's the thing. I wanted to give T the opportunity of doing whatever he wants with it.
Okay, we're getting out of subject
yeah.
now. But yes.
That's okay.
All right. If he wants a pit stop, I'm not against it, but I don't really have.
But yeah, otherwise we'll head back.
We can grab a meal
Our
on the way,
base.
no problem.
We're stopping for food?
Seems like he wants to do so.
Hell yeah. I'm down
Okay.
for some poutine.
So having hidden everything, I suppose in the trunk.
Yes.
They would be in the trunk of Manuela's
And
car.
you'll be surprised that in the trunk there's already like a tarp lining the bottom part of the car and everything. Like it's
For some
waterproof.
reason, my character would not be surprised at this point, actually.
So you guys are have stopped down for a small short meal and are enjoying currently a poutine and a couple of stimmy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're fucking right. Once finished, you guys go and you manage to get everything all together, and you manage to return home. The ride home is uneventful for a couple of times when a couple of you managed to get a little bit nervous as a couple of police cars drive by. Welcome home.
Cool. I'm just gonna drop the body all the way at the bottom.
Just so you guys are aware as well, I mentioned it to Kiki for the moment. So far, I'm using this as your default
Base of
home
operation.
base until you guys mention anything otherwise. If you guys find like a free map or something that looks like an excellent like home base for you guys, by all means, let me know, and I can easily upload it as well.
Do you mind if I make one?
Not at all. I'm also open to that, assuming that as long as everyone is on board with it, of course.
I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Of course.
I mean,
So yeah.
I know
So for the
Shima has
moment,
good ideas for that.
until also that does not, it's not going to prevent you guys from coming back to here or other areas that you've been to, right?
The day we will not be able to come back here is the day you will delete the map from your assets.
Precisely.
The DM
So-
has the power.
Welcome back. You drop the body right down to the bottom.
Oh yeah.
It makes a slight noise like cordwood falling.
Sorry.
Otherwise, it's not moving.
Good.
I sure hope
It's just
so.
I didn't want someone to be underneath it trying to catch it. I'm just dropping it in. That's it. I'm going back down. Taking it. I'm gonna drag it into the ceremonial culty stuff
Okay.
room.
So you drag it into the room with the altar and the...
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it there for the moment.
Okay. So this is going to be a portion where you guys are going to get a bit of time to choose on a couple of downtime things to do in between dungeon delving, I should say. And this is going to be one of them. I'll remind you guys that you have books that you've purchased.
Didn't the
And aside
librarian
from that,
also want to recover the artifact?
indeed. So I will allow you guys to let me know what it is you plan on, doing. If you guys need a bit of direction as well on what you guys can do, feel free to ask.
So I've got the laptop of the Litany of Tearing. Am I able to log in and use it?
Yep. So the litany of tearing, you mean?
No, the laptop, because I have
That
the
laptop
laptop
that
that
had
had
the information on it?
Yeah.
Yep. You're going to go and you're going to start reading about it?
Yep.
I would.
Okay.
I would also remind the guys that we have been promised a reward for delivering that scroll to the librarian we visited. Although I think it's an excellent idea to memorize the information about this, because apparently we can recreate this artifact.
Well, that's the reason what I want to do is see
Oh.
what the laptop has as information. And since it's a laptop, there must also be a camera on it. So I'll take pictures of every page of the
You'll use the
Litany of
webcam
Tearing.
on it.
Exactly. To take a picture of it so we have the information and we can just give back the scroll to
Your
him.
phone doesn't take pictures?
My phone is a burner phone, so I'm eventually
it's-
going to get another one.
It's one of those phones because you dispose of it and change your contact information.
Oh, by the way, there's only one electric outlet. It's over here. Wait, hold on. Over here in the corner there. We put it there because it's the furthest away from the water. So be careful not to splash anything on it. But it should be working fine.
It's good. It's far away from the bathroom.
Yes, yes. So you can charge your phone and everything. We didn't use it much, but it's there if you need it.
Thank you.
Yeah, got you.
Okay, so Shima, you're going to be researching for the litany of tearing.
Yep.
Well, if we're into studying
Mhm.
mode, I want to open a book.
Okay.
I want to learn what the fuck is the word.
Bird.
Bird, bird, bird.
And
bird,
Kiki?
bird, bird.
I'd like to read another one of my books. I think
Okay.
I have.
Well, one of the three books.
Yeah, I think I've read the first one on the way. Did I have time to finish it? And the ride, in the car.
Ye- you were reading one of them, right? Which
Yeah, the
one were you
first one.
reading again? The first one was that the. Do you remember what I had said it was about? I have a feeling I know which one it is.
Let me check. Probably wrote it somewhere.
And FYI, by
Steps
the
for a
way.
Ritual. It's the
Okay,
first
yeah.
book of the depth.
Oh, okay, yes. So it is that one. Cool.
Yeah.
FYI,
Yes.
for this session, I didn't take enough notes, but I didn't check. So there might be a little bit of rewriting depending on whether or not I fucked something up.
Unacceptable.
Absolutely unacceptable. However, so I'm taking better notes, and I'll have you guys know I'm having a blast organizing fucking everything here. I realize the amount of handout. You have no idea how many fucking handouts I've got going on, just because of the sheer amount of visions and shit. Anyway,
You might want to start just putting some handouts in Discord for us, because you might have a limit of space here.
indeed, yeah, I might start doing that as well.
There's a reason some like full character arts, for example, for my campaign, I didn't put on Roll20.
I'm halfway through the space limit at the moment. I've got everything on my PC though. I'm saving literally everything and organizing it.
It's session 6.
I'm having a blast though.
Yeah, it's session 6, and he's halfway done his capacity in Roll20.
Yes, it's great. So Kiki, on the ride back, you do happen to have enough time to finish. You happen to have enough time to finish with the first book, as well as a little bit. You're going to have a little bit of extra time to start another one.
Okay,
And
fantastic.
get some a good idea of what's going on. But you guys are probably going to have enough time to do 2 each. Is what I'm looking at right now.
Cool.
That's like more than a day, right?
Sorry?
That's more than a day, right?
It's yeah. So it goes on with a couple of days. So it does take some time, but that's fine. It's to the side of everything. So I'll start with Kiki actually. Kiki, you end up learning. You end up learning about a rite called the Gift of the Depths. It seems to be one of the more powerful rituals. In particular, though, because it has a more hefty cost.
Okay.
In this case, it is a ritual that requires the following ingredients. And essentially, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to do it after this session, but I'm going to start putting in the different rights into handouts for you guys, so you guys can actually go. And I'm putting a format so you guys can understand what are the requirements, what are the steps for it, and what they're capable of doing, and what it costs.
Okay.
So in particular, it costs an artifact. The requirements are having an artifact, a person to do it, or as I tend to put it, I'll put life, someone who's physically alive and doing the ritual. It requires an ingredient, and it has the optional ingredient of an ambience. And in particular, the only thing that does not get consumed is the person who's doing the ritual.
Okay.
So that means that when you do this ritual, you will be sacrificing an artifact.
I see.
That being said, as you guys are going to be learning, it is possible to create artifacts, and so don't necessarily decide not to do something just because. This ritual you've figured out is able to do three main things. It's capable of summoning. It's capable of doing spells, and it's also capable of doing creations, which would mean that this would be a ritual that you could use to create things, say like other artifacts.
Right. Okay.
But it does take an artifact as a cost.
Yeah.
And in particular, this one of the special requirements of this that it requires a large body of water. And the rite is one in which you stand at the edge of the large body of water. You incant a couple phrases and you toss in the ingredient, which then turns the body of water a pitch black abyss.
Mm-hmm.
And then with a couple more of incantations and tossing in the artifact as well.
How
The
large does
body.
the body of water needs to be?
Sorry?
How large does the body of water need to be?
It's got to be like a small pool.
Okay.
So, in doing so, in giving up the artifact to the depths will give you something back in return. And so this can take the effect of a summon, a spell, or a creation.
And no matter what I choose it to give me, summoning, spell, or creation, the cost remains the same for
The
either
cost
of
will
those.
remain the same regardless of what you choose.
Okay.
And what you put in is going to, and as well as what your intentions are, is what's going to affect whether or not you get a summon, a spell, or a creation.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to have to be doing it with regards of I'm doing this to summon a creature, I'm doing this to create a spell. So you're gonna have to state it at the beginning
but
that that's what you're doing.
the
The
ingredients
ingredients
are
are the same. Sorry, the components of the ritual are the same, which is an artifact, a ritual user,
mhm.
ingredient, and optionally an ambience.
I'm
But
guessing the
everything
ambience makes the results more potent, if I had to guess.
depending. Essentially, what I'll tell you guys as is some of the rituals, as you guys are going to notice, will have less components than others. And so rituals with more components will be able to achieve greater effects.
Okay.
So for example, like if you have a ritual that only takes 3 components, would say like the component of the user, an artifact, and say an ingredient, you're not going to have as much flexibility on what you're going to be able to summon as, say, something else.
Okay.
So that's what you end up learning from that one.
All right.
Shima.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? Sorry. Kiki, do you have any questions about that?
No, I'm just wanted to say I'm gonna, take notes of all of these. Start writing.
Okay.
You know what this
Start taking
ritual
notes.
is making me think of?
What?
Maybe I'm off basis, but it's making me think of well, the one shot.
Yeah. That's definitely something.
I don't know how off
Oh.
basis it is. I am, but the thought crossed my mind.
So let's not get off topic now.
Okay. But I hear you giggling a bit in your voice.
I like the intelligence of somebody. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, really?
I didn't even think of that, but it fits so fucking well.
Wow, okay. Um, okay.
It's so good. Shima.
Yes.
So learning about the litany of tearing,
hmm
you happen to come across. Do you remember how? Do you remember how to use it?
I remember I'm supposed to hold the book. There's a word I'm supposed to say or an incantation, and apparently, what I'm looking at will eventually get like a tear that is gonna like split it in half. That was what I understood from the
Okay.
laptop.
So the litany of tearing is not actually a book; it's a scroll.
The scroll.
It's
Yes,
a
sorry.
scroll of a very thin leather, and
hmm
essentially, um, the way to use it is that you hold this scroll in front of you. You visualize, and you have to see what it is that you're. Are you dying? Okay. Um, you visualize, and you have to see what it is that you are intending to use it on. You incant the words on the actual litany itself, and you tear it in half. So you tear it in half while incanting this with the intention to harm. And in doing so, you will cause, and this is what the laptop, the research is telling you. Doing so will cause a rift to open up briefly at the exact location across the body of what it is you're
hmm
targeting. Just a momentary rift, but just enough in order to cause a tear across, which usually ends up causing rather gruesome damage to whatever it is you're targeting.
Okay.
So you can definitely assume that this, if you were to use this on a person, um, you've got the idea that, like, if you're lucky, you'll literally tear them in half.
Okay. So in other words, if we want to be able to have something like that, would it be possible to recreate it?
Yes. So in particular, what you're going to require is you're going to require the blood of wounds. You're going to
Blood.
require a extremely thin leather, and the leather has to be of a living creature. Can't be synthetic.
Mhm.
And you have to do a ritual. So it has to be a ritual that can do creation, and you know that you have to have at least the aspect of wounds as the bigger portion of it, and the aspect of the broken and the mended as a minor aspect.
Okay. It's good to know. And the incantation, did I learn it?
Yep. So you know how to use this thing.
Okay.
Don't ask me to like pronounce things. I'm just going to describe that you pronounce them
Mufasa.
incomprehensible. Exactly.
All right.
I have questions about the scroll.
Yep.
Is there a maximum size on the tear?
Sorry.
Is there a maximum size on the tear?
So in game, what's going to happen is that you're going to roll a d6, and depending on how high is going to determine how catastrophic the damage.
Okay.
So as you tear it, there's considering that it's like all leather's not quite the same. There's no real way for you to, as part of it, to guarantee that you'll get like a half tear. But to give you an idea, if you roll a 6, you tear the thing in half. If you roll a 1, you're just going to tear off maybe a finger.
Okay. Well, I was asking that because, like, how effective is it against a gigantic creature versus a normal human? But
You're
if you're
not
telling me it's
entirely
a
sure.
dice roll, it doesn't matter, I guess.
It's gonna be a dice roll, and it is going to be context reliant on what it is you're using it on. However, this is definitely like I want to say a silver bullet kind of thing.
I'm also thinking, is it possible for us to use it creatively?
I don't see why not, as long as it fulfills the conditions. And the condition is you got to visualize, and I must say that what you're using it on has to be living.
Oh, okay.
I've got a quick question also. The creature we brought back, its skin, did it seem thin or thick?
It seemed like skin.
Okay.
You could probably skin it and see if you could use that.
Who's down for an autopsy?
We need to go back to Quebec, man. We need more skin. All right.
So,
Anything else from the laptop?
I'll get back to you in a bit because I'm going through each one for one nugget of info from each of you. So, Alex, you're next.
Yes.
Sorry, Eric.
Eric.
Thank you. So I would like to start one of my books of Light in the Dark.
Okay. The first one that you managed to pick up is one that is related to a realm. In particular, it's talking about an area that you can access through something called dreaming, which appears to be a technique that you guys have not quite have heard about once before only, or is alluded to once before. And this is related to it's an area which is described as a great forest that is the entrance between all of the realms. And in particular is one that is closest to the Tower of Light, or the realm of the light and the dark. And you are quite aware that in this forest is a being called the Watcher, who is a guardian of the light and the dark, and one whose gaze you must avoid at all costs. And I'll give you guys enough time to do another session of studying each.
All right. I'm gonna read my second book.
Okay. Alex?
We uncovered a laptop that in my notes just talks about blood. Can I go further into that?
The one that talks about blood?
Yeah, in my notes it's another laptop. Talks about blood. That's all I have. I'm curious.
Yep. Okay, so you're gonna go into onto the laptop for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you guys brought back multiple laptops, right?
Yes.
From what I remember, I only brought one. I
Okay.
don't know if the other guys brought.
I think Alex
one.
brought one from the other room
Yeah.
because I think you brought one that was because there were multiple laptops in that thing. We'll just assume there's more than one, just to make sure that you guys can actually both do one if you choose a laptop option. Manuelo.
I'll use the USB with the made at the mirror info.
Okay.
And learn more about her.
Your thing.
See if it's possible to have her and control her in our section or in our race or something.
So, in particular, this is fun because yeah, there was something I forgot to do right as you guys came in.
Okay. Now's not
But
too late,
I'll
I
get to
think.
that. I'll get to that in a bit. So Shima, you're reading about this, okay?
Mhm.
And you're learning about the Maiden in the Mirror. You know that it comes from the old folks' tale of saying Bloody Mary in front of a mirror, in which an entity comes and kills you because they're offended that you've called their true name in front of a mirror. Or at least that seems to be what it is alluding to. In particular, what you're learning is that sort of trap that you guys uncovered was simply that someone had written down the proper binding sentence with the maiden's true name on it. Or in particular, I should say, that maiden's true name, which caused her to be trapped. And anyone who was able to read the true name can then see the maiden. But in general, the maiden in the mirror is actually able to manifest to people who, to regular people, and in particular, is part of the domain of death, is able to move anywhere where there's reflections, can manifest anywhere where there is a reflection. So reality to the maiden is entirely different. She cannot see anywhere where there is no reflection. The rest of it details on how particularly dangerous that the maiden can be to a particular person, especially to anyone who is not of the occult knowledge or is not aware of how to protect themselves, and would make a great, I don't want to say tool, but a great being to use in order to get rid of problematic enemies. You know that, in particular, the maiden's major aspect is of death. And in order to summon, you would need to probably have. You would need to. Sorry, not probably. In order to summon a maiden, you'd have to match the aspects, which in this case would be of death and wounds.
Okay.
Also, since you've reminded me, Kiki, give me a perception check, please.
Oh,
And also remind me where you are on the map. Actually, each of you place yourselves on the map.
I would be here next to the laptop being plugged and reading about it.
Okay, I would probably not be too far off myself.
maybe like at the table.
Cool. Kiki, did you look into the water at any point?
No.
Okay.
Loaded question from the DM.
Yep. Give me a minute. I can't hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. I can
Yep.
hear you guys too. My mic just unplugged. Cool. So if you guys said something in between me saying cool and this cool, I didn't hear.
Nope.
No, we didn't say anything between.
Excellent. Cool. Okay, where was I? I covered Shima.
Yeah,
I
you
think
only
I just covered
You just
Shima.
covered me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know who's
Alex?
your favorite.
Remind me what you were looking into, Alex.
The laptop
Case of
that talks
blood.
about blood.
Yep. Alex,
Yes.
you're aware that in the majority of creatures, blood is an ingredient. Well, it goes to detail that you can get ingredients of a particular aspect of creatures of that aspect. And a lot of the time, blood in particular tends to be a good ingredient. It is a very classical ingredient for rituals. You do know that there are some where this does not work, but for the majority of the case, it tends to be the case. And in particular, one aspect that is known to have, for it to be almost ubiquitous, is anything that has a larger aspect of wounds.
So let's say I want to make a ritual for, let's say, the deep. Blood from a
Mhm.
creature of the deep would be an excellent ingredient for that ritual, usually.
Would probably give you the aspect of the deep as an ingredient if you had, say, blood of a creature of the deep.
Okay.
Chances are, yeah, and it's not always the case, but for the majority of the case, it is.
Let's hope I don't need to make a ritual of the Hunkmunder, because there's not a lot of blood that I know how to get easily from that.
Indeed.
Okay, it's
And
interesting in tidbit. Blood is relevant.
Kiki,
Yes.
remind me once again what you were looking at.
I was gonna read the second book.
A second book?
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Okay.
it.
I would also relay the information about that blood being an excellent generic ingredient to everyone after we're done with like a little
Okay.
chit-chatting or studying.
The second, um, the second book that you managed to find on the deep is one where you start finding out information about deep ones.
Ooh.
Deep ones happen to be, in particular, from what you can gather, they appear to be citizens of the deep.
Mhm.
It's people who end up managing to become a deep one. They benefit from a host of benefits. In particular, they become amphibious and able to breathe through water. But in particular, they also grow claws and happen to have very good strength. But they're very much described as kind of like citizens of a separate world. They're not. They're described sort of not so much as a creature, but as something that has a lot of intelligence behind it.
Oh, okay.
And surprise, surprise, you know that it happens to be of the major aspect of deep. And in order to summon one, you'd probably only need to have a ritual that suffices to summon, along with the aspects of the deep, primary, and not knock, wounds, secondary.
Okay. Um. Right. It could be any kind of ritual of the deep.
As long as it suffices to do a summoning.
Okay, so there might be. I guess you can't tell me that, but I'm guessing that there might be a different ritual that's less costly than the first one. I
Correct.
could do something like that.
The importance, though, is that in particular, the one thing that you do know is that when doing this ritual, you have to have more of the aspect of the deep than of wounds.
Okay.
Similarly, Shima, when in with regards to the maiden, it's important to have more of the aspect of death than of wounds.
All right. More death, less wound.
If we keep just opening our hands every time we want to add the aspect of wounds, we're gonna have like really wounded hands by the end of the campaign.
Indeed.
We should probably find a good substitute
Yeah.
than just like
Can't we
ourselves.
use? Can't we use Alan since he his body to change?
That's a stretch.
Or we can simply sacrifice him.
I mean, you can sacrifice anyone.
I mean, it's definitely something you can try. I'm not sure Alan's gonna be totally on board with it, but
Swim
you can
away!
you can certainly try.
Just it all. You want to need the deep one? You want a deep one? I'm gonna show you the deep one.
I mean, the best way to show him the deep one is concrete slippers.
Yeah, well, yeah. Alan can't exactly breathe underwater yet. Not just yet.
When it comes to aspects of the wounds,
Hmm.
is it mandatory that we wound a creature, or is there a way for us to like substitute with
J'ai entendu marcher.
something else?
So from what you understand, the components just have to have the aspect.
Okay, but
So you're not sure to what level, but you know that, for instance, say using an artifact that has the aspect of the wounds is going to contribute to a ritual. Similarly, if you were to say use an artifact of wounds and add an ingredient of wounds, and then there was an ambience of, say, something else, you'd know in that case when you'd perform the ritual and it happens to have all of those, you'd know that you would have more of one than the other.
because two versus
Or
one.
similarly, another case that you would be aware of is depending on the quality of the ingredient, of which you're not quite sure yet how to evaluate, but particular qualities of ingredients, there could be an ingredient that would, say, give more wound aspect than, say, another.
Okay, that was not
So,
quite my question.
sorry, what was your question? Or I guess, how did I misunderstand it?
Yeah. So if we were to like need to put an ambience of wound or ingredient of wound, is there a way for us to substitute wounding ourselves, like tearing something
Oh,
instead?
absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Anything else that can cause an ambience, or say, like, you don't necessarily have to wound yourself to create an ambience of wounds.
Can we wound someone emotionally? Would that count?
Unfortunately, not.
There's a
I think
different
that's
ambience for emotional damage. Or a different.
I think that's reserved to high priests of wounds who are able to
Oh,
wound people with their tongue.
oh. It's hilarious, but disgusting, but hilarious at the same time. Okay.
Cool. So I do have enough to give you guys for one last, but this all depends to make sure that depending on what you guys pick is going to be entirely. It's going to depend a little more on what you guys pick to do study-wise.
Here I got map from Room.
Yep, that was one that showed two different locations. It showed the location in Quebec, and it also showed a location in Texas.
Where exactly in Texas?
I hate that question. I should have thought about that when it happened. Let me very quickly
Google Map something.
Google Map something.
Now you know how I felt on my campaign.
We're going to
That's what
say
happens when you're using real life stuff.
in the area of Melvin.
Melvin.
Melvin. That way you guys will forget about it. It looks to be in buttfuck nowhere but Texas.
Half of Texas is buttfuck nowhere, so. Okay.
That's close to Dallas. Well, more closer to Austin.
Oh, Austin is not buttfuck nowhere to.
Indeed.
But it is in the middle of all of the three like main roads in Texas.
I don't fucking know. I don't know Texas.
Me neither. Okay.
Alex, if you were to pick another thing
Uh,
to research,
what I'm thinking of is going to see our librarian friend and handing over the artifact.
okay.
Or is that too
I'll
fancy
I'll
for your
be
time?
I'll be going with him since I've got the scroll.
Yeah, you can go.
Then Alan,
um, can I read the third book while they're out?
you could start reading the third book. In particular, yeah, it's more with you though. With the case of like, I'll give you a hint on what it's alluding to, but I can't give you the full information for it.
That's all right.
Cool.
Because I wanna finish like my entire research before like giving it over to the librarian.
Yeah,
So
no
I wanna
problem.
read the
Oh,
third book.
just to clarify something,
Hmm?
the librarian would require you guys to write something up. So, like, giving the research would be, it's not simply just like finding out what it's about. It would be then afterwards
A written dissertation.
creating a written thing, which takes time. So that would be like, instead of doing studying to find more information, you would use that to create information to
You
sell.
gotta essentially write a thesis.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Or just Uber Eats for a couple of days and just stay in and write.
Yeah, exactly. Like detail all of the info, like where are your sources and all that jazz to show that yes, this is indeed the case. Yes, this is concrete evidence. This
Maybe
is how
try
it
it
works.
out so you can add some extra information. Like, yeah, I tried it.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
worked. Shit like that. Oh yeah. All right.
Cool. So you're going to you're going to read while they're out.
Yeah.
Cool. So the two of you go and leave off to. I don't have a map for this. I'll eventually have one though. You guys go and you return to the.
As we leave, I would joke to him, stay away from any glass surface.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm not reading no weird documents anymore.
So, as you guys leave and you manage to you go towards the bookstore, take a couple turns down a couple of alleys, and you find yourself back to the bookstore. Manuelo, I don't think you've ever been to the bookstore, correct?
Nope.
No, I would lead him here.
Cool. So you guys walk in and you find Vital behind the thing, and he perks up and he sees you guys. Oh, back so soon?
Good afternoon, good sir.
I don't believe we've met, sir. And he peers at you.
I
Oh,
look at him.
curious. Your lot never ceases to amaze me.
What do I get from him if I do the what's it
You're
called
going
again?
to you're
Glimpse
going
of
to glimpse
true
him.
sight. Yeah.
This is what you see.
Hmm. Do I get a feeling of what it is, or
You have an idea that it's probably going to be related to the light in the dark. It's like when you think about it, it's like having a slight epiphany. You know, like the small, like just like when a tiny idea creeps into your mind. It's kind of like that feeling.
okay?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
So apparently we've we're here for a specific quest you requested from my partners here.
You went? You went to Quebec?
Yes.
And did you find anything?
Oh, I think this is relevant to your interest. And I look at Manuelo. Do you want to present it to him? He is supposed to compensate us.
Hmm. Sir?
Yeah, take out the scroll.
Okay, you take out the scroll and you hand it to him.
We believe this is the
I,
artifact
I
that was.
I take out the scroll and I just show it. I don't hand it right now. Just show it.
He says, "Roll that up." By gods, have you no sense of safety?
Well, I never said I unrolled it.
Okay, all right. No, I thought you were showing him like.
Oh no! Like I just take out the scroll and I show him the scroll, but
Okay.
I'm not opening it or.
Oh, sorry. Then his reaction is entirely different.
Yeah, because it's almost like the same thing as freaking pointing a gun to his face.
Yeah, exactly. Because he knows what it is. Ah. And you don't mind parting with it?
No.
After all, yeah, you did the legwork. I knew where it was. I had an idea of what it was, and I'm sort of both happy and unhappy to see that it is exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah,
An excellent tool.
it seemed quite deadly.
Ah, so you figured out what it is.
For the most part. Manuelo here took some time to study it. Obviously, as you can see, it's still in one piece, which indicates it is
Indeed.
unused.
Indeed, and I'm very glad that you're keeping it rolled up. That's very prudent. Yes, I would be willing to trade, as per the agreement. And he brings out what appears to be a shiny piece of platinum that is embossed. A silver favor. Do we have a deal?
So here's my line of thinking. Is he gouging us, or is it a good price for what this is? Because we're new on this market. Maybe he's scamming us.
I mean, you can always ask him.
Yeah, but is he going to be honest?
You have no idea.
What would be the regular price for something like this on the market?
Well, it would be about a silver favor, to be honest.
And if we're able to.
Did I not tell you guys how the favors work?
Not really, no.
You have to me, but I'm afraid the topic of our conversation was kind of put on the wayside when it came to informing our compatriot here.
Mm.
Is it a silver token? What is it?
This
It's
is
a token
silver
of sorts,
favor.
yes. This token is, well, have a look at it.
I'm getting closer, see if he's gonna show up or do something.
I mean, he has he like puts it down. Like have a real look at it.
I take a look at it.
And so, as you have a look at it, you notice that a silver favor seems to be giving off the same sort of aspect. This right here is a token. It's a favor. You can trade it in literally for favors. It's the currency of the occult, and there's not many. Someone who's rich does not have dozens upon dozens upon dozens of favors. There's only very few in circulation. So the different favors are also dependent on what favor. For instance, silver is something of quite great value. It's one that you can get a decent amount of information from somebody. It's
Or
the
a
only
big service.
Indeed, a big service. The only one that is higher is a gold favor. And a gold favor is one where you could, quite honestly, it's usually in the case of life or death. So really, this is indeed a fair price. It might not look like much because everyone's used to, say, tossing $20 bills or $100 here, and quantity seems to be the matter. But with favors, it's the quality that matters. So I assure you, I'm paying you guys market price for this.
Pardon my skepticism.
You are pardoned. I'd be really shortchanging you and he produces a bronze favor if I was trying to offer you this.
I just nod. I look at Manuelo.
All right. And if we're able to find more of those, would you be a recurring buyer of this?
Not quite. If I
Why?
have need of it, then yes. But hopefully I won't have more need than just this one. It does make a great defense tool, though, especially against something that is difficult to kill, like the supernatural.
That was our feeling about this. We encountered some resistance where it was, some unnatural resistance. I was very tempted to use it myself.
Indeed, it does tend to be quite useful for exactly that, for self-defense against something that you normally could not kill.
May I ask if you have any intended use for it, or is it just going to be more for a collection?
Self-defense.
Self-defense, okay.
Mm-hmm. After all, I have wares, and people of the wrong type, they know the value of some of my wares.
Do you have people that have attempted to rob you before, or have successfully
Oh,
robbed you?
of course. Some have been successful, and others not so successful.
Is there a bounty on recovering something that was stolen from you?
It would be, but at the moment I can't quite think off the top of my head what I'd want someone to recover.
Okay, this can
I'll
be a
think
topic
about
of
it, though.
conversation about it for another time, then.
This is indeed a good venue. I like this idea.
I wish you could see my smirk right now.
So, do you intend to keep it, or would you trade?
I look at Manuelo and I just nod to him.
Mm. I take out this the scroll. I just put it on the table. And is the silver favor still there?
Yep.
And I take the silver favor, and I flick it to Eric.
Oh, a bit surprised, I tried to catch it with both of my hands a little clumsily.
The bookkeeper smiles. He gathers the scroll, and you see him take out a tube, one specially designed to hold scrolls, opens it, and places it, and he puts it somewhere hidden underneath. You don't quite see where. Oh, thank you. Now, was there anything else I could do for you, gentlemen?
I am good.
And you?
Looking around, what does he have?
Um, so from what you'll have heard of the place from the others, assuming that they've told you, is that this place is it's a bookshop, but in particular they do happen to have collect books and information related to the occult. So this is where they've actually went to buy quite an amount of. They've bought some books related to it, and that's what they were studying earlier. And so this guy collects books that are known sources that haven't been studied yet. And he sells them off.
And he also pays us for the information in those books,
Yes.
which is what's something that Alan is going to start working on because he's almost done with his stuff.
Yeah.
I don't see
Alright.
a place for currency on the cipher sheet. Is that just not handled naturally?
It's not handled naturally, no. You can add it to your inventory.
There's a money section
Where's it?
in
Is there a
equipment.
money section?
Top of equipment.
Top of equipment. Skills, special ability, equipment.
Money.
Oh, money.
Oh. Yeah, but it's not going to be handled the same way.
Okay, I'm gonna put 1S. Yeah, okay. 1S works.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Yep, that works for me.
Okay, it's gonna be 1C, 1S, 1G, or whatever the number is appropriate for me.
Yep. I was going to say 1B since it's bronze.
Oh, okay, bronze works.
So I deal away with wares of sources of the occult, stuff that I know has information in it. Obviously, I keep the best stuff for myself, but this stuff tends to be a good place to find interesting tidbits. And sometimes people come back to me with very good sources of information, and so I pay them adequately for it. And in the meantime, I earn my living by selling books and, well, favors.
All right. Does he have a couple of books that I could read that would be aligned to the aspect of wounds?
You can always ask him.
Yep.
He says, yes, wounds. That one's very popular. Just about everything, a lot of the rituals tend to be based off of it after all.
The wound seems to be permeating literally every aspect of the occult, it seems.
Yes, which is normal. It is indeed. Some say that it is the first aspect, the one that allowed for the creation of all the rest. Although I think that's quite poppy-wash. Really, though, it's the one that allows you to breach the most. It's one that's related to breaching and getting across. So it's kind of normal that it would be permeating a little bit everywhere. That doesn't make it any less powerful or any more powerful than the others. And yes, I do happen to have a couple of books on wounds. I happen to have 4 such books. Do I take it you're interested in them?
Indeed.
$50 each.
You have, I'll pay him.
Okay. He hands you the 4 books. Can you roll
Yeah.
4 d20s for me, please?
4d20.
Yes.
Ho!
Ooh, not 20,
Ooh.
9, 14, 15.
That's good. Are you still here?
I'm here now.
Okay.
Yes. Will that be all?
From my side, yeah.
Excellent.
I am not done with my original purchase yet, so nothing for me.
That's good. I'm glad because I don't have any more of the light in the dark anyway.
Not anymore that you're willing to part with, at least. And I just look at him knowingly.
Not not unless you have favors.
That'll be all for today. Thank you very much.
He winks at you.
I know what he's playing, but I don't wink back at him.
Excellent. So you guys leave. We're gonna cut to Alan. Alan, perception check, please. And
It's a
for the
12.
sake, I'm just gonna. You hear whispering.
What the fuck? You guys back yet? Guys?
There's more whispering.
I'd like to look for investigate the source of the whispering.
It seems to be coming from the water.
Like the waterways or
Yep, the waterways.
take a look. Peer over.
And as you peer in, get closer. As you peer in, you notice behind you in the reflection.
Oh, son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? Really? 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 What the fuck? What the fuck? Listen here. What the fuck? We ripped the thing. Why is she here?
I've come to thank you. And so now, after having seen her reflection, you're actually able to see her. She just kind of like
You're not gonna kill me?
jitters around. Why? You set me free.
Oh, is that what I did?
Yes.
I mean, it was a team effort, but like, so you're not like you don't care that I read the thing. You're not gonna kill me.
Oh, that might be an issue, but you set me free, so I think it's fair. Just don't say it.
Okay. Hey, listen, it's cruel. If we're cruel, we're cruel. That's great. Because I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty terrifying, and I don't want to get on your bad side again. Um, now, listen. I know you ripped it in half the first time with your claws. Do you
Yeah.
want a beer?
She pauses for an instant. No.
Okay, that's fine. Uh, so is that like, are you gonna stick around, or like you just came by to say thanks?
She appears right next to you and right next to you. Come to say thanks.
Oh,
And to
Jesus.
give you a hint.
Oh, all right. Oh, what's the hint?
Dreams open portals in ways flesh cannot.
I'll see.
And also, and the being seems to do a little bit of a curtsy. Ors sends his regards. And then it disappears.
I'm gonna go change my pants. The fuck? All right.
So,
After I change my pants, I'm gonna take note of what she told me.
You had me very worried there, Chris.
it's around this time that you guys get back.
Yay. Oh, we don't have control of those new tokens.
You don't?
No. What did
Is
you
there
do with the
something I can
previous
do?
ones? Did you
I
delete
deleted
them?
them.
You should have
Yep.
GM layered them.
Oh,
Because the new ones, you need to set new permissions again.
wait, how do I set permissions?
You click on it, there's a cog that appears, and then after you can choose
Oh, there we
controls
go.
a
Yeah,
token.
yeah, yeah. I see. There you go. You should have access and
Yep, I do.
doing
Thank
the
you.
same. Determined by character settings. Well, I'm guessing Shima already has control of his.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So why doesn't yours?
That's strange. Okay.
Yeah, it should allow for it. Anyway,
Now it is. Now I have control, but at
cool.
first I didn't.
So welcome back.
I will just let know to Alan before we enter that we're back here.
Oh, hey guys, welcome back. Oh Jesus. We got a visitor.
Oh, one of your kind?
No, unfortunately. The maid in the mirror came to say thank you.
When I said stay away from reflections, I meant that as a joke, but you know,
Yeah, well, she still came and she said thanks for releasing her. She said that Ord sends his regards, says hello, I think, and also, she gave us some information about dreams.
Dreams.
would
Yes, that dreams can open portals that flesh like the way that flesh doesn't work normally. So like if we can't open portals in the real world, I assume we can open them in the dream world.
would that tip me off to what I read in my book?
In regards to dreams,
Yes.
you have an idea that is probably related. Yes.
Yes. Interesting. I would pick up the book in question and I would like open at the appropriate page to show that to him and Manuel at the same time. So I was reading about this, and this passage right here mentions something about the dreams, and specifically the Great Forest, which is an entrance between the realms.
Great forest. Oh, interesting.
Not quite
Sorry, I
sure.
just had to cut out.
It's okay. Not quite sure how to access it yet, but this seems to be the topic of this book here.
It speaks about dreams.
Oh, it mentioned accessing the realms via dreaming techniques, and then it mentioned more stuff about the realm later on in the after being in a dream. So technique is not quite fully there in the book. Might need to keep
Hmm.
reading.
You need to take like special special drugs to have special sleep.
Group induced dreams. Is that where you're going with?
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm sure that could be cool, be useful.
I mean, let's not rule the possibility out. We do not know the process yet.
Fair, fair, fair.
Oh, so Manuelo met the librarian.
Oh, that's cool. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. Suspicious, but nice.
Oh, definitely suspicious. Like he hides a lot of things. You could tell.
He's after information, so he knows its value. He keeps his own information close to the chest.
Mhm. Well,
Okay,
I
so
started reading my third book, and getting some interesting information about the deep. Might be able to do some summoning and testing. That could be cool.
In particular, you're aware that after having read, you're aware that this is hinting to an artifact of the deep.
Oh,
You
is it?
haven't discerned its location yet, though.
Okay. But I haven't finished reading the book also.
You haven't finished reading the book. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So you have an idea that this is going to reveal a new location to you.
Mhm.
You have an idea that this location will probably, if you guys go there, will probably yield an artifact of the deep, guaranteed. And that's about it.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I just started, going through it, but might get an artifact, a location for an artifact of the deep.
Fascinating.
I hope it's a cool Cthulhu statue. That would be nice.
Sure.
Anyway, what did you
You could
guys get over there?
You could spruce up your collection.
Yeah,
We got paid for handing out the scroll, and I just
all right.
pull out of my pocket the big silver coin that we have.
Oh, shiny.
Very shiny and potentially worth something valuable.
All right.
We could get ourselves an actual favor or an item or some knowledge.
We'll put that in the bank.
Do you have a little piggy bank here somewhere?
No, I don't. A little fish with a hole in it.
Dead fish.
Yeah,
It's
just
just
a
a dead
dead fish.
fish.
Smells.
And I pocket back the silver favor and I look at Manuelo.
Sorry, what you said?
I said I pocket back the silver favor and I look at
Yeah.
Manuelo.
Okay. And I take out the four books, put it on the table.
He even got them at a discount, the lucky guy.
Ooh.
Ours were more expensive than his.
Yeah, but I think I've got
Weren't they
a
50
little bit
each?
more.
You quoted us 60 each.
Oh. Oops. It's around that price range.
So I've got a little bit of work to do eventually.
I mean, at this point, I'm interested in seeing if there's more information about this dream portal thing. But I'm not quite sure if that would be in the books I've acquired or if we need to go looking for more specific ritual
And
techniques.
you can always experiment.
Oh, sure, now I have to fall asleep and dream, right?
I mean, maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe it's something more.
Hmm.
Maybe there is information that you already have.
Talks about a realm accessible via a dreaming technique, is in my notes.
Out of character, I bet it's like a dreaming root.
Hold on, did you
Oh.
guys bring it back? I hope so.
Bring what back?
I'm looking through your inventories to see what you have. Oh. Okay.
Is there something we missed, or is there something we did not
I
note?
believe so. Oh, I remember what happened.
Did we miss something?
Nope. Actually, that was me who. No, it was. Hold on. No. You guys have it. Oh, one of you has it. Kiki is the one with it.
What do you have?
What? What do I have?
Check your artifacts.
How to stop your own cult, experiment logs, manuscript, dream delving. Yeah, I'm the one who has it.
Oh,
There
okay.
it is.
I haven't read it yet though, have I?
Correct.
It's.
It's a good thing the DM's reminding you what you have, because you didn't look.
I mean, I looked, but the thing is, it just says experiment logs manuscript because it doesn't fit, and then the part that's hidden is dream delving.
Yeah.
I
So
had to
that's
click on
part of
it
the
to see it.
reason.
Yeah. I'm gonna remember all of a sudden that I have it. I'm gonna pull it out. I think this is like the thing that explains it. It's about going into dreams.
Oh. May I? And I extend my hand.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Have at it.
It's a scroll.
It's
It's an experiment log.
Experiment log.
Yep.
Manuscript dream delving.
Yeah, so it's like a stack of papers that's been like stapled. It's just a stack of papers.
That
But
is what I'm going to be reading.
the format of it, this one's shorter. The format of it is in the sense of very much of like an experiment log showing a researcher interacting with test subjects, in which the different test subjects are using different techniques to fall asleep. And some of the techniques, in one case, one of the techniques seems to be related to, once again, using glimpse of true sight, but as you're falling asleep. And that seems to cause some of the test subjects to have extremely similar dreams, almost identical, of landscapes that they're having trouble to describe, but are all seemingly able to dream of the same thing. And in particular, they seem to be talking about a mansion.
Okay. So I would like tap the papers on the table, just like put them back in a uniform stack, and just look at my two colleagues here. So this is fascinating.
What?
If we fall asleep while using glimpse of true sight, we're apparently going to be sharing some form of dream. At least that's what
Oh,
this research paper here implies. Apparently they instructed some research subjects to do so. I don't know where they found people that can just use glimpse of true sight for research, but that's beyond me. But apparently the experimented people were able to, or at least were describing the same dream.
The experiment logs had detailed the steps for them to take.
I would just share those steps.
Cool.
or do you guys want to try that tonight?
Sure. I guess I'll have to sleep here.
Don't worry, it's comfy, you know? The dampness and the moisture keeps you comfortable.
I do enjoy my place, but we're gonna have to go through it anyways.
Listen, if you guys want something more fancy, maybe we can go shopping for some beds, but you know, go see it up a little bit for you guys.
I'll just have a sleeping bag, but thank you for the offer.
All right.
I assume you don't have any objections either, Manuelo? Or if you have any voice.
No,
Okay.
we're good.
You've been quiet.
I'm mostly just analyzing everything.
Oh, what are you reading?
Nothing for the moment.
Parsing the information.
So
The
Writing
eclectic
down.
mess.
Writing down the information in my OneNote, mostly. So, one sec.
Alright, so I'm good.
Cool. So you guys are gonna get ready for bed. I'll just wait for Shima to get back.
Mm-hmm. I was mentioning also what I made for supper today. Picture in Discord, usual place.
No, that's good. Is that like orzo rice? Or is it
It's
Wait.
regular jasmine rice that was at first just correctly
Oh,
cooked,
okay. Oh my god.
and then it was stir
Yeah,
fried.
I just opened in browser. It's like crazy detail.
Oh yeah, no, I have a new phone, as you probably remember
Oh yeah,
last
yeah.
or
You
last week.
mentioned
Yeah,
breaking your phone.
yeah, I got a new one almost immediately after like a couple of hours of studying what's on the market. The camera on that thing is bonkers. Like for real, I am impressed with the camera. I am impressed with the battery.
Hmm.
It lasts for fucking ever. I love it. It's a little heavier than I expected, honestly, but it has a massive battery, so it makes sense. Software is awesome on some stuff and on others, but like no phone is perfect. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack, which was a must for me. So
What's the
overall, I'm
brand?
liking it. It's a Motorola.
Motorola.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the
Cool.
G5G 2022. Yeah, it's G5G.
Ooh. You got like
Sorry,
4 lenses.
sorry, I had to put the little one to sleep again, and my
No
girlfriend too.
problem.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
3 lenses. The other one's a flashlight, but there is also a punch hole on the top of it, on the front side.
looks pretty.
Yeah,
I mean, it
honestly,
looks like a phone.
it,
They all look the same, but like,
it is a
I
phone.
mean,
You're right.
yeah.
I'm struggling to find a case for it because there's nobody near me who seems to be carrying any Motorola case. So I had to order
Yeah,
one from the internet.
You got a new
It's
phone, the
yeah,
usually how it
Motorola.
goes.
Motorola, yes,
Unless you have like a Samsung or
an
an
Apple
iPhone, it's
or
kind
a
of
Google. Yeah, if you need
yeah.
Google Pixel, a Samsung, or an iPhone, otherwise there's good chances people physically near you are not carrying cases.
Hmm.
So
Like
that's
forget about it. Like my phone is a BlackBerry, so I
yeah,
had to order it online.
yeah, yeah. I posted a picture of what I ate, Shima, in Discord. The picture is incredibly well detailed because the camera is amazing. You could just zoom on it. Anyways, we can go back to the game. I think everybody's here now.
Indeed. Welcome back. So, as you guys get ready for bed, you happen to make a couple of preparations, and each of you take deep breaths, start relaxing, and you practice doing the glimpse of truth sight with your eyes closed without getting distracted, and you manage to fall asleep. At first, the dreams seem normal, just the kind of thing that just flickers through in your brain after a while, until each of you find yourselves in what appears to be a forest. Now,
Okay.
wherever you look, the forest just never quite ends. It
Do
seems to be
am I alone or do I see the other?
Hmm?
each of you appears to be alone.
Oh shit.
And as you walk, you notice that the forest only seems to change based on your intentions and what you concentrate on. And so here's what I'm going to ask. What are you guys concentrating on as you move?
I would concentrate on finding my two colleagues here
Okay.
because there's something important that I did not tell them that I should have.
Oh, which was?
A certain thing about a gaze. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. All right. So you're focusing on trying to find the others.
Yes.
And Shima? Who are
I'm
you focusing on?
focusing on trying to see if I can find, how can I say, um, like if there's something else here than us or me.
Okay. Are you looking? You're just trying to find if whether or not there's something other than you? Is it you're looking
Yeah,
for beings
I'm
or?
Yeah, well, more like if there's like something looking at
Something
me.
living or just anything in particular?
So I don't want to be hunted.
Okay.
So it's more like this my survival instinct of back when I was in Bolivia.
Okay.
That's like kicking in. So it's like survival mode already just kicking in, and I'm just like
All right.
looking around, having my knife out,
Alan?
and
Noticing that the tree is gonna move depending on my intentions, I'm gonna, and seeing that, I assume I'm like lucid dreaming.
Okay.
I'm gonna. My intention is gonna have to conjure like a ruisseau, a creek, or like a small river that leads me to my two other colleagues.
Okay. So you're going to focus on finding a path that'll lead you to
Yeah, but
finding
specifically with water, if
specifically with
possible.
water. Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can conjure that
Okay.
in the dream world.
Shima, give me a roll of the dice. 20-sided, please.
so
All right.
what the
Damn,
heck? Another 20?
Nice, nice.
who's on fire?
You each end up having very similar visions. You're walking through the forest, and you're not quite sure. But in the distance, there seems to be a shape. It's off in the distance. It's hard to tell. It looks vaguely humanoid. The trees are still moving. Are you approaching?
I am, but
Cautiously?
carefully. Yeah.
Alex?
Same thing, cautiously.
Alan?
I'm gonna run up to it.
You gonna run up to it? All right, excellent. So, in a moment, you guys are cautiously approaching, trying to stay hidden from sight. Kiki,
Oh,
the
I
figure
forgot to
seems.
ask. Does
Yeah.
the water lead to it?
You don't
Or
quite see water.
oh, okay.
What you're seeing is what you're seeing in the thing.
Okay.
So to each of you, once again, you have the exact same image. The figure's still in the distance. Kiki, you ran up to it as fast as you could, except it kept moving away. Whereas for the rest of you, you kind of kept out of sight and are hiding from this thing that's moving.
And so I'm keeping the same distance to it, essentially.
Yeah,
So it's not getting any clearer.
not much. What do each of you do?
I'd like to.
Um,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
go ahead, go.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna yell out.
You're,
Eric or Manuelo, is that
okay.
you?
Okay, so that's what you're doing, and the two of you?
I want to take like a branch or a rock and throw it at the thing.
Okay.
See if it reaches it.
Alex?
I would look around, see if I spot anything else beyond this figure.
Nope. It's just forest and this figure in the distance.
I would keep slowly approaching. I don't know if I want to get
Are
its attention yet.
are you approaching stealthily or are you approaching with
Stealthily.
stealthily? Okay.
Yes.
Kiki, remind me what you said. You were calling out.
Yeah, calling out like, "Hey, stop! Wait for me!"
The two of you hear vague sounds of what sounds like Alan's voice. Alan, a stick appears at your feet.
Oh,
It seems to have been thrown by the figure.
I'm gonna take this stick and I'm gonna throw it back.
Okay,
Maybe it wants to play.
Sheila.
Sorry, what?
So both you and Eric, you guys end up hearing your names called very faintly by the figure.
Hello?
So, okay, Eric's going to call back.
I'm going to take another rock and throw it at the figure.
Okay. Right as you pick up a rock, a stick is thrown back by the figure. You toss the rock. You hear both a hello. And yeah. So that's what you perceive. Kiki, you hear the hello. And Eric, a stick appears at your feet, having been thrown.
Okay, I would see if I can glimpse of true sight what's going on here.
Okay. So you're going to glimpse of true sight, and you're going to give me a intelligence defense.
Oh no. That is not my forte. I'm not trained, so I just give you intelligence.
Yep. You're
13.
going to take 1 intelligence damage.
Okay, interesting.
As you glimpse of true sight, all of the images and everything just starts to bore into your head. And you're not sure it was such a good idea to do that. You're not sure if it's a good idea to glimpse a true sight, pure occult. You feel like right now the fact that you're dreaming is keeping you a little bit safe, and that trying to glimpse a true sight would be removing that barrier. That's what it felt like.
Oh, okay. I'm learning. Uh, so I heard my name.
Yep,
Do I recognize the voice?
from
Or
the
is it just
figure.
muddled from the distance?
It sounds kind of like Alan. It's similar. It's very similar. It's familiar.
Okay, I would.
And it was indeed coming from the figure.
Okay, I would put my hands together around my mouth like a cup or like a megaphone, and I would
Okay.
shout, "Alan, Manuelo,
Okay.
avert your gaze from the Guardian."
Okay. Manuelo,
Do I hear that?
that is indeed what you hear. You hear what appears to be from the figure. You hear Eric's voice saying exactly that. Same thing for you, Kiki. Give me a second. I'm just going to turn off I'm going to close the door because there's a lot of noise coming through.
Oh, so have you prepared any ambiance for us for this?
So what I'll do is I'll turn my back, but back up to
All right, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. Have you prepared any ambiance music for us, or?
I did, but not for this place.
Okay, that's fine.
So what I'll do is I'll turn around, but back up to the thing.
Okay.
See what it does. While
You're
not
gonna
looking at
turn.
it.
You're gonna turn around. You're gonna look at it. You're not gonna be out of sight.
No, yeah.
Okay. Kiki, are you still not hiding?
I'm still not hiding, but having
And
heard that, I'm gonna assume the figure in front of me is the Guardian because there's nothing else in front of me. So I'm gonna avert my gaze from it, and I'm gonna slowly get closer to it while not looking at it,
okay.
like sideways, looking at the other direction.
So, Manuelo,
Yep.
the figure gets closer to you now that you're not hiding anymore, and you see Alan, and he's averting his gaze from you, like he's afraid to look at you. You guys
Like
are side by side.
I'm like Alan.
Man-
You both hear each other.
Manuelo?
Yeah.
You're not like the Guardian pretending to be Manuelo?
Hmm. Um. Have you seen Maiden in the mirror lately?
Yes. Oh, okay. So it's really you. All right. I'm gonna look at him.
Okay.
I
Well, you
smile
see
at
him.
him.
You both have
Oh,
managed to find each other.
it worked. We're in the same dream. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Eric, from your perspective right now, the figure still hasn't moved. Still in the distance. Are you still keeping?
Are you? Is there still only one of them?
Yep. There's still one of them. Although you do hear the voices of both of your two friends.
Okay. I would still keep approaching cautiously.
Okay.
'Cause I have no idea if something's trying to trick me here, because this is weird.
And by cautiously, are you remaining hidden or are
I'm
you?
trying to remain hidden to the best I can.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Does it look like the figure's looking in my direction?
Nope. It looks like it's having a jaunty old time, as far as you can tell. But as far as you can tell from a silhouette.
Which is not a lot of information to go by. Does it look like it's a silhouette that's about as tall as me or much shorter than me?
You're not quite sure. It's probably about the same. It's everything's kind of fluey. This is a dream after all.
Understandable. Have a nice night. Okay, I keep approaching.
Okay. As you keep approaching and you're staying hidden, the figure seems to be remaining at the same distance from you the entire time. But you do hear your two compatriots coming from the figure.
Manuelo? Alan?
The two of you
Eric?
hear that.
I'm calling out Eric.
I think I see one of you in the distance.
I'm gonna pretend that I'm the guardian. I'm gonna say, I'm the guardian. Don't look at me.
That happens. I slap him behind the head.
Oh,
Can you, like, do something big? I don't know, jump so I can confirm it's you?
Wait. Is Alan still wearing his hat?
Yeah, it seems to be. It's a portrayal of Alan and how he was at his last moments before falling asleep.
So I grab Alan's hat, and take it off, and just wave in the air with his hat.
hey, my hat.
Okay, do I see anything that looks distinctive from the silhouette?
The silhouette seems to be moving, but you don't see anything super distinctive.
Okay, I'm gonna head in their direction.
And not trying to be hidden.
No.
As you come out, you're not sure why, but well, it's both Shima and it's both Manuelo and Alan.
I was gonna say,
You're not
is it
sure why you only saw one. There was both of them the entire time. All three of you are in the middle of this forest.
This is weird. So, if I pinch one of you, do you wake up?
I don't know. As I'm giving back the hat to Alan, I'm gonna pinch his neck.
Ow, what
Alan,
the
you
fuck?
feel a pinch and nothing happens. Aside from him feeling a pinch.
Okay, that answers my question. I just look around. Is there still anything that we can notice?
Around, it does seem to be forest. You can still move around. Although, I say although, it's going to depend on how you guys choose to move around, though.
Well, I got no clue how to navigate this.
So far, what you figured out is that moving around, just moving around, you move around the forest of where you are. But to change actual location, it seems to be related to what your intentions are, or what you're trying to think about, and what your goal is. Seems to be very heavily influencing. So You did look for your friends, and you found a friend.
Got a friend in me.
Okay. Remind me again, Alan. What is it that your maiden in the mirror friend told us?
Well, she mostly said that we could travel between worlds using dreams. Pretty much what she said.
Well,
Unless am I missing something? That's pretty much just what she said.
That's basically what she had mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've done it.
I mean, cool. What do we do now? Do we explore?
Sure, we can go around exploring.
Oh, wait. I've been trying to do this for a while. I'm gonna try to focus really hard to do this. And I'm gonna try to focus really hard to conjure a freaking river or a stream. Something small. I'll start with something small, but I really want to
Okay.
see if I can mold the dream to my will.
Okay. You're attempting to try and mold it as if it was a lucid dream. And, well, you notice that when you move, something does seem to be happening. You're focusing on this idea of control, but as you start moving, the forest starts changing, and the rest of you guys see Kiki walking off into see Alan walking off in the distance, and he starts to sort of fade.
I would try to stick up to him.
Okay. As you're
But
following
from
him,
my point of view, I'm not moving. Right?
well, I mean, it's only when you move that you notice the forest is changing while you're holding this
Oh.
idea.
Okay. That's why I'm moving. Yeah. Okay.
Do you continue moving?
Yes. Do I see anything leading me to believe that it's working? Or
Yep. You have an idea that it's working, but not quite in the way you think. You're trying really hard about thinking about a stream, but a stream is not showing up. You are noticing that the trees are changing, and you're noticing a rather large tree in the distance. You
oh
approach it.
no, I'm gonna turn around to wait for my colleagues.
Okay. Manuela, where I assume you were following this as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So they catch up, and you guys are starting to notice that the trees are indeed changing based on where Kiki is going, and that there is a large tree in the distance. It's still a bit fuzzy to tell exactly what's going on with the tree, though.
So, what is it that you are looking for, walking towards,
Well, it's
visualizing,
like
dreaming?
it. Well, since it's kind of like lucid dreaming, I thought I'd try to summon a stream or something.
A stream.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were on the internet.
Uh no, like water.
Oh, so a river.
Yeah, kind of like a river or a stream, a little creek, a babbling brook. Um, but it's not working. Although there is this huge tree that just appeared. Do you guys see it through?
If I look in the direction he showcases, do I see anything?
You do notice something, yes.
What do I see?
There is a tree in the distance. It is large. It's a little fuzzy, though. You get the impression that you'd have to continue walking towards it to get a better view. You're not quite past the threshold of that forest to the next.
Okay. Well, lead the way. Seems like you're conjuring something.
I
Are
mean,
you
am
leading
I?
us to something? I don't know. Listen, it's my first time in this place, just as much as you.
All right, Manolo, you good?
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
want to go towards the tree?
Yeah.
All right,
Okay. You
onwards
guys
to
end up
adventure.
getting closer to a tree. It's a great big forked tree. And in the center,
That is very
caught
forked.
in between the branches appears to be a very strange gnarled wood wooden artifact. You're not sure how it got there. It's not part of the tree. And it just seems to be sitting there.
What does it look like?
It looks like a strange sort of tangled mass. It's definitely made of wood. And when you look at it, it seems to be just constantly changing. It looks like a tiny little box. The best bet for me to tell you is you see that small thing center at the top that looks a little bit more, a little bit boxy
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
of the picture. That's what it is. It's that you found in the center of the tree.
And when you say at the center of the tree, where is it exactly? Is there a hole in the tree? Is it like in the
The
middle
tree
of the
is forked.
trunk?
If
No,
you
no.
see,
So you got like the
Oh,
fork
fork.
portion.
Oh, right, 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 right.
The complete top of the picture, you have like a small little, what appears to be like a small box with like
Right. I
branches
think
coming out of it.
I was not looking at the picture. I was looking at
Yeah.
my notes. Okay.
So that's the artifact is there.
Damn. I'd like to glimpse of true sight the artifact.
Okay. Give me a a intelligence defense.
Damn it. I guess it's just a D20. I don't have it anywhere.
D20. Yeah, it would be intelligence. Okay. Yeah, you're fine. You only take 1 damage. Sorry, intellect damage.
Uh-huh.
You hurt your head doing this. In particular, you've gleamed an aspect from this strange artifact. It seems to be the aspect of change.
Aspect of
It
change.
is. Give me a second. Do I have a vision for this? Nope, I don't have a vision for this one. It's a very strange. It's like a vision of something that's eerily familiar, but then the next time you look at it, it's changed to something different.
Does
You
the
get the
word
idea of like
change appear in my
nodding.
head?
Yes.
Okay, so I can like articulate that it's the aspect of change.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the other two. Oh, by the way, don't try to glimpse of true sight the artifact because I just did, and that's some heavy shit, man. It hurts my head.
well, don't try
But
to
it's
true
aspect
some
of
true sight
change.
in here at all. This place is beyond the comprehension of just glimpse of true sighting in.
Oh, that would have been good to know a while ago. Oh, anyway, I did gather that it's from the aspect of change, if that means anything.
I mean, it's a pretty wide aspect, but just like wounds is a pretty wide aspect. There's probably
Yeah.
many ways to use it.
If that's an artifact, do we just like what do we do? Is it protected? Do we just pick it up? Do we touch it? Do we want to touch it? I want to touch it.
I would not touch it because that's clearly in the middle of everything, just out in the open. If it was just for the taking, don't you think somebody else would have taken it before us?
I don't know. Maybe there's not that many people doing what we're doing.
I find it hard that we would be the first to believe that we would be the first here to see it.
I would like to approach the tree, but I will keep a lookout around me to see if anything changes in the forest, like if I hear rustling in the branches or if I feel something looking at me.
You seem to be doing just fine. You get closer and nothing's getting closer to you.
I'd like to touch the trunk of the tree.
It feels like a very strange sort of wood, just like it's just barely moving underneath your hands, but it's not.
Classic dream stuff. Is it very high? Like is it
You get the
climbable?
impression that you'd be able to climb it just fine, yes?
Okay, I'm gonna try to climb in the middle of the fork to get up in the middle of the fork.
Okay. So you go and you climb up, and right now the artifact is very close to you. It appears to be a very strange kind of box.
I'm gonna try to touch it with a single finger, very slowly. See what
You
happens.
feel it. It seems
Kind of
to be
like I'm
real.
poking it, you know. Is it like floating, or is it like really attached, like in the picture, to the branches?
It's sort of attached. It's very lightly attached. You get the impression that if you were to tug on this thing, it would come loose.
Right. Okay. I'll try to grab it with both hands and pull a little bit.
Okay. It comes loose. You can add a strange box to your inventory.
Oh, okay. All right. I come back down and I said, "Well, nothing bad's happened," and I'm gonna turn around and I'm not gonna knock on the tree. I'm gonna knock on wood.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell him, did you open the box?
Well, see, since nothing happened picking it up, I'm guessing if something's gonna happen, it's gonna be by opening it. Guys think I should open it?
Yeah, but open it over there.
You fucking fool.
I'm gonna get a little bit away from them.
Okay.
I'm gonna place the box on the ground. What kind of is it? Like a latch? Like what kind of mechanism is it to
It
open it?
seems to be made entirely out of wood, including the latches.
But it is like a latch. You need to.
It opens up just from the top, as far as you can tell.
Is there any branches lying around that I could pick up?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up a branch, and as far a distance possible, I'm gonna use the branch to try to lift the lid,
Okay.
as if I'm like diffusing a bomb, just to make sure.
Keep talking and nobody explodes.
Yeah.
You open it, and there appears to be a couple of moths that come out of it.
Huh.
They just kind of fly away.
And what's inside? Can I look inside?
You look inside, and there appears to be nothing.
Huh. I'm gonna. Hmm. All right. I'll I'll put it back in my inventory, the box,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get back to the other two and said, "Well, it's empty." And when I opened it, it was like kind of comical. You know, like when in cartoons they open like a wallet and there's moths coming out.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
like in
So
the
I don't
Looney
know.
Tunes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be useful, but it did radiate an aspect. It might come in handy for something.
What aspect did it radiate?
Aspect of
The
change. I
speed of
told you.
change he mentioned.
But I also said don't glimpse at it because it's a very powerful aspect and it's gonna hurt your head.
So I'm curious. I got a question to you, DM to player.
Yes.
You were thinking about a brook. You were thinking about a river.
Yes.
Were you attempting to think about the deep?
No, it was more of a way to originally I was kinda hoping to swim my way to the other two
Okay.
to be faster. Faster than the road, because I can swim as fast.
Yeah.
That was my idea.
Okay.
And it felt fun.
Okay.
But very shallow, not deep at all.
That's perfectly fine.
So, um, it's interesting that we would find an artifact here just unguarded. I think
What
the
I was
next
thinking.
interesting thing is when we stop dreaming, are we going to keep it?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna look in my pocket and see if I have the items I went to sleep with.
Yep.
You know, I have everything.
Yep.
Look, I even have this fish. Oh, it's not very fresh anymore. Ooh.
This could be worth an experiment, actually. If you get rid of it, do you still keep it back in real life?
I'm gonna take a bite out of the fish,
It
Ugh.
tastes like fish.
and I'm gonna put it back in my inventory.
Okay.
If the bite mark is still there when we wake up, that means, carries over. Also, still pretty tasty for not that fresh of a fish.
So,
Come on, guys, let's keep exploring. Let's have some fun. Come on.
okay, I
And I'm
would
gonna.
try to visualize. I remember reading in my book the this forest is close to the realm of the light and the dark.
Yep.
If there's a way to like access that,
Okay. What are you going to be thinking about?
I don't know, just an entrance,
Okay, you're going to think about an entrance.
an entrance to the light and the dark, like an entrance that would be shedding some light out. Just visualizing actual light.
Okay. And you start walking?
Yes, I would, and I would.
As you start
I
walking, you
would
notice
probe the
that
others to follow me also.
the forest does start to change. And in fact, you seem to be following. There does seem to be a bit of a light in the distance. And as you get closer, you seem to notice that the forest is changing. You seem to be going on what seems to be a path. And along your path, there is a light that's coming from what appears to be a very strange stone in the center. And there's more light coming from behind it, following from the path. The stone in the center seems to be tied up in roots from the forest, but the stone itself seems to flicker in all sorts of different colors, reflecting the light. And it catches your eye.
Interesting. The others are still following me?
Yep,
Yes.
I assume so.
Mhm.
So all three of you, you notice this in the center of this portion of the forest. You see this stone.
And you say there's light beyond it.
There's light beyond it, and this stone is also emanating some light. It seems to be flickering.
I would slowly and carefully approach the stone.
Do you examine it?
I would examine it.
Okay. It's a very strange look. It's got a sort of a shimmer. You'd almost say that there's a bit of light trapped in. You notice on the floor around there's little portions of this this stone, as if this thing has been just kind of eroding just slowly, like giving off little bits of dust. So there's dust all around, and this dust is also kind of luminous right at the base. And as it's falling, it's giving sort of this small sort of mirage-ish effect as it's reflecting light all over the place. You have the idea that you could probably gather up some of this dust.
Okay, I would do that.
Okay. Go ahead and add to your inventory. Are you using anything particular to gather it up, like a small bag or something? Something reasonable, I would assume.
Yeah, whatever I would have that would be able to act as a bag, I would.
Okay. Add 1 dose of brightstone dust.
Uh, dose of brightstone dust. Okay. Done.
Cool. Do
And
you
I'm
continue?
seeing all of this manifesting for Alan and Eric, right?
Yep. assuming you've been following them as they've been moving, the
Yeah.
forest has been changing according to their intentions as you were following them. Because your intention was to follow them. The path continues behind, otherwise you guys are free to move. Or state a new intention and move.
Um. mm, my intention would be to find a way to subjugate new followers.
As you move?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Are you motioning to the others to follow you?
If they want to follow me, yeah. I'll motion them to come just with my hand.
I mean, sure, we're exploring.
So as you start walking, you've got you're focusing on this sort of thing that seems to be coming up to a slight bit of like subjugating others and bringing them over to your cause. And as you walk through the forest starts to change, and you recognize that you're definitely going on a path. This is what the forest is looking like right now.
Ooh,
The path ahead of you continues forward.
This is ominous.
I keep walking straight, like
Oh my God.
decided.
What are you visualizing, Manuelo?
Something that will assist us.
I'm still worried. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Don't worry.
So you follow along the
Worrying is my
path for a
job.
while, and you end up coming up to a strange forest. It's hauntingly beautiful. And you notice that there is a tree amongst it that seems to be different than the others. It's gigantic. And in particular, as you get closer, this is the sight that you guys see.
Oh my god. How many
The-
assets do you have prepared for that forest? Jeez.
Dude, I prepped for this. Just for this sequence, man, I prepped. I'm not even done. Like, there's still some stuff. I added a little bit last second. Depending, there are some things that are not going to lead you to the right place yet. But anyway, I'm super excited for this. Anyway,
Yeah, I
When
see
he said he
that.
was inspired, he was
absolutely,
inspired.
Yes,
this
I
is what
see
I'm talking about. Have any of you guys played fucking what's it called? Shadowgate.
No.
Yes.
Yes, I was inspired. I thought like Mel had mentioned something Shadowgate style. I'm like, fuck yes, I'm going balls deep on this when they're
Oh my God.
in the dimensions dreaming. Fuck yeah, I'm doing it. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope this works. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about this afterwards. Anyway, we'll continue. You get to a largest tree, and you notice that this tree seems to be a mixture of wood and flesh. And in the center appears to be what almost is like an arm, but it ends with what appears to be a giant maw.
I go towards the arm.
As you get closer, you notice that this maw is big enough to allow people through if it was open.
That's a nope.
I'm gonna put my hand on the arm and tap it, like as if like I'm here, open.
Okay. You tap it and nothing happens. The arm portion is the top portion. So really, like, as you get close to this thing is gigantic, by the way. So like you're tapping on it, and really you're tapping on like the forefinger in the center. It doesn't seem to be opening.
Is the mouth open a little bit, or
A little bit. You can kind of just barely peek through.
am I able to put in my arm?
Yeah, you can try. Give me a second. I just need to. Okay. I have the picture already for it, so I'll just add that in case you peek.
Yeah, I'll try to peek through the mouth, see what I can find inside. Just looking.
I would like circle around the tree just to like start looking at what the hell that is. 'Cause that is wild.
You guys are there with me. Look
Yes,
around.
I would like circle around
Yeah.
as you're like peering into it deep.
Oh, that's gonna bother me. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta just crop this image. I just noticed it's only after I uploaded it that I noticed the little edge. Yes, replace that. Then I just gotta re-upload it. Nope. Edit. There we go. All right. So you peek through, right?
Yep.
And what you see in the distance is a very strange landscape. One that's it's hard to describe other than it's definitely a lot more on the fleshy side. And there's this very sort of musky, pheromone scent in the air. You've got this slight in the back of your head that you want to be here. This is a place that you'd really enjoy living in. And the landscape seems to be twisting and turning sort of strange, fleshy amalgamations of terrain that just link together in weird ways. And they sort of undulate.
I'm going to put my arm in the mouth,
Okay.
trying to reach the other side.
You reach and you reach as much as you can. It's not opening.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my arm, and the maw has teeth, right?
Sort of. The teeth is sort of like symbolic with the wood, the wood and the flesh kind of meet and form what appears to be teeth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. What is it that you're trying to do with the teeth? Sorry.
Oh, I wanted to see probably to like cut my hand a little bit, let some blood drip in the mouth, see if it would open.
It does seem to shudder.
To what?
It like the tree reacts. It shudders a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't.
It's shy.
It seems it does react to blood, but not enough for it to open.
Okay. Hmm. I take out my knife and I stab the tree.
You hear what appears to be very strange sort of screeching in the distance. The tree bleeds.
Nothing else happens.
Nope.
I'm going to a glimpse of true sight did the tree.
Okay.
Oh.
Give me an intellect defense.
I don't have an intellect defense.
So give me just intellect then.
Oof. 3.
Oh, all right. Take 6 intelligence damage.
Ooh.
All right.
And in trying to do so, you have an idea that it's just like this briefest instant of this idea of desire, but not enough to actually get a full vision. That definitely took quite a bit out of you.
You have been warned to avoid using Glimpse of True Sight here.
Yeah, but
Now I kind of understand why it's there. I'm not sure, but I was picturing a way to be able to find or like use to subjugate any like new cult members.
which brought us here, and with what I tried to do with my sight, and I've mostly felt like a desire or something.
Desire. As in the aspect of the feast?
No,
That
something
does
else.
sound kind of similar to what you were thinking.
Similar, but not exactly the same. Did you guys find something around?
Did I notice something as I was like circling around, or is that
Nope, you haven't noticed anything in particular.
no? Although I've been a little shy compared to you when it comes to investigating it up close, but can't say that anything visually stood out when I was circling it.
Yeah, me neither. I guess I haven't seen anything, right? Right?
Right.
Right.
Right,
Right.
but I haven't seen anything. I mean, except the tree.
What did you see when you were looking into it? Because you were peering for a while.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I didn't see anything, did I?
When you were looking through the teeth?
Oh, through the teeth? Yeah, well, I've seen like weird image of, a weird field of view of like fleshy trees. But mostly what I felt was more being, well, like feeling that it would be a good place to be in. Do you get what I mean?
That sounds to me really like aspect of the feast.
No, I'm not sure I understand. Is it supposed to be something to attract people?
I have a feeling that this is the connection to whatever realm this aspect represents. This is supposed to be the realm between the realms. So it stands to reason that there's gates, portals, entryways, accesses. No, am I completely off basis?
Are you asking player to GM?
No, player to player.
Could be.
Seems about right.
Now, how do
just-
you enter that realm? That is a little beyond me right now.
Do we just go in?
I mean, try to fit through. Go ahead, I'm watching.
I mean, I am a little bit smaller than you guys.
And we
Can I
can
try
lift
to
you
pop?
up.
Can I try to pop my head inside?
You can try.
I will try.
Okay. You pop your head inside and you manage to see the exact same vision that Manuela saw looking through, which is this landscape of flesh, like I had mentioned earlier. And once again, you can smell in the air just sort of like this pheromone aspect that just makes you want to be there.
I'm gonna pop out my head. Guys, we really want to go there. Alright, trust me. Let's fucking go there.
The fact that you both really want to go there tells me that we shouldn't go there, at least not this unprepared.
Dude, put your head in there. Look for yourself. You'll know what we mean.
Okay. So I will see if I can look through the head of the tree myself, in between those
Okay.
teeth.
Indeed, and you see the same image, and as well, you can smell in the air. There's this something that is just like it sort of is pulling you. It's kind of like pheromones that are just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So pull my head back, take a deep breath of the more natural forest air. Yeah. No. So, are you familiar with carnivorous plants?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. You know how they work to attract their prey, whether that's insects or small animals?
Are you saying it's a trap?
To me, it smells like one.
Or if it's just an aspect of, attractiveness or whatever. Maybe there could be some good artifacts in there that we can use. I mean, he said that he was looking for a way to entice like wannabe like what was it, cultists?
He was looking for people to entice, not a way to entice. Or at least that's the way I understood his.
Well, maybe we can throw an artifact in there that allows us to do that.
Or maybe we will find people that are more vulnerable to being enticed.
Maybe there's a bunch of carnivorous plants, metaphorically, in there that we can use.
I would be guessing that we would be the fly in this case in there, not the carnivorous plant.
I just have to be careful. I'm sure it's fine.
Sure then, lead the way.
Okay. I'm gonna hop in
Hop into what?
into the tree.
You're gonna
Inside?
try and get inside the tree?
Yeah.
The space is too small for you. However, you do notice on the other side in the landscape in the distance, there does seem to be a figure that is approaching.
Guys, I see someone.
Well, how about you
Guys?
greet him?
Hey, you over there! Can you help me get in?
As you call, the thing in the distance seems to notice you, responds, and starts to get closer. And it's at this moment you notice that this thing seems to have wings. Do you wait for it to get close enough for you to see?
Yes. I mean, wings aren't inherently dangerous.
As it gets close enough, this is what you see. It's a very strange sort of creature, kind of alluring to a certain extent. You're not sure why. And it seems when it moves with a sort of fluid grace. And it gets close, and it whispers a couple things. But you're not sure what. You don't quite understand.
Like it's whispering in my ears?
It's whispering, and it sounds like it's whispering right next to your ears. But it's,
Okay, but it's not.
It's yes.
Okay. Can you speak up? I can't understand what you're saying.
You have this idea that it's promising great things for you.
Do you want to be more specific?
You've got this idea in your head of like, wouldn't it just be nice just to be around this thing? Just to lay there.
Red flags.
A what?
Yeah. Can I just let it go to roll my decision? Like, do I resist whatever she's
You can, yeah,
doing?
you can. This is just the ideas that are coming to your head. You're
Okay,
not
okay.
compulsed or anything.
I'll roll myself. If it's over 10, I'll
Jesus
resist it.
Christ.
I mean, you're not
Nah,
under any sort of compulsion. You just have this idea that it's
that's just my decision.
Yep.
I'm gonna frantically try to get in. I'm gonna try to squeeze myself.
the
Oh,
thing smiles,
uh-huh.
or at least what you can see, what seems to be a
With this
smile.
fucked up, scary face.
No,
I mean, I'm not scared, I assume, but that thing was scary.
I would try at some point to like pull him out of the tree
okay.
because he's taking longer than I'm comfortable with.
After a while, the being seems to get bored and then sort of flutters away.
You didn't even try to help me. What the fuck? That's not fair. Are you like pulling me out of it? Or?
Yeah, I'm pulling you out or doing my best.
Alright, I'm gonna give in and let you pull me out. Yeah, this is stupid. There was this cool little creature, and I was like, oh my god, like this would have been so much fun. It looked like really attractive and all like gracious and stuff. But I don't think they were ready to party. They didn't want to help me get in.
Alan,
What's up?
are you horny?
Horny? No. Why? Oh, because I'm blue? Oh, okay, very racist. Good job.
No, never mind, forget it.
He's blue, da-ba-dee-da-ba-da. Anyway, this is pointless. We can't even get in.
I mean, there might be a way, but I'm not too keen on investigating it. Not when we, This would be a great place to explore if we had proper ways to resist whatever allure it's sending off.
I mean, I got my head in there. I felt like I was resisting. I mean, I didn't felt like I was charmed or anything. It just felt like a cool place to be, you know?
Alright, well, I'm gonna turn heels. Manuel, are you satisfied, or does this not quite correspond to what you were looking for?
Not exactly what I was looking for, but it's fine.
You guys hear a cry in the distance.
A cry?
It's coming from inside the tree.
I'm looking inside the tree.
As you're looking inside, you notice that there's a figure that seems to be sprinting. And it's from the distance that it's sprinting, and it's sprinting straight for the tree. And you start to get a better view of what it is. And this is what you're seeing. It's a
What the
beast, and it's
fuck?
coming straight for the tree. But it's on the other side of the gate.
I'm gonna ask Alan, what exactly did you see?
It was like this gracious creature lady thing with wings.
Yeah, that's not what's coming for us right now.
Oh,
Uh,
like I
what-
think I misunderstood. Is it coming from inside the tree or
Yeah, it's
what's
coming from
coming?
inside the tree. That was the strange sort of bestial cry.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so, yeah, and so Manuelo had a look, and that's what he saw.
So what are you seeing if it's not that?
it's something gnarly, red, with like tentacles,
It's also getting closer.
and it's close.
How about we visualize ourselves much further away from this gate then?
Well,
I
that
would
sounds like
f-
a good one. What?
I want to like start walking away, but I want to try something. I want to visualize that thing blown apart.
Okay. As you walk away, visualizing that it's blown apart, you end up getting back to this place. You don't hear anything different.
Okay.
So do we just visualize things and it takes us to different places?
Seems like it. If we want
Okay,
to
I'm
visit
gonna.
the aspect of the Haunt Mother, we can start imagining something.
Oh, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna visualize something.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna visualize in my head something that generates ambience. Because that seems to be the hardest thing to replicate.
Okay. So you're going to go trying to find something, ideally something that would be able to help you generate ambiance.
Yeah, any ambience.
Okay. You start walking.
Yes.
Do the others follow?
Yeah, I will follow him with the intent
Yeah.
of, well, being on his trail.
In my mind,
Yeah.
it's like a shopping center. You just gotta find what you're looking for. You gotta focus on it.
It's shopping
Like
center.
I need,
and the stores.
I need milk. I need milk.
Yeah, the
Take me to
stores
milk.
appear based on what you visualize, instead of
I-
being physically located somewhere.
Give me soup. I want soup.
Okay. You're noticing two distinct paths as you're walking. One is a little bit brighter than the other.
That's it. That's the only difference.
I know what my vote goes for.
What is your vote go for?
The brighter one.
Brighter one. Manuelo.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Let's go to the bright one.
You find yourself back at the stone.
Yeah, and there's still the light from beyond it, right? That we didn't explore.
Correct.
Well, we
I want to
keep
get
going
closer to
further.
the sun and inspect it closer.
Okay. As you get closer to the stone in the center, you notice that the rock itself has like shimmering light that's coming off of it, but on the inside there's little tiny motes that seem to be moving around. And there is also little tiny motes that seem to be falling from this stone, like dust. It feels kind of like there's little balls of light that are trapped inside this.
It's gonna
This
seem
stone.
stupid, but what's a moat?
A mote is like a little tiny, think of like a little tiny dot of light.
Okay.
Like a mote of dust is like a little tiny speck of dust in the air.
Okay. Okay.
So think about like little tiny specks of dust, but instead of dust, imagine it as light.
I'm gonna touch the thing. Do I feel anything?
It's a little bit cold. Feels like a sort of like a crystal.
I'm gonna look 360 degrees all around it to see if there's anything I can gather from it, like other than the dust. That
There's
eerie.
mostly just dust. Aside from that, I mean, like there's little branches and stuff, but they don't look useful.
Nothing that would indicate there's a way of, I don't know, opening the thing
Nope.
to access the inside.
No, I mean, it looks like natural branches that are like encapsulating this this big stone.
No, but like the stone is glowing and transparent, right?
Yeah, it looks like a crystal, like a solid
Oh, okay,
crystal.
just like a solid crystal. Okay.
Yeah. Like there's parts of it that look like you could like they're a little bit brittle. Like it looks like this is what's like slowly just disintegrating into like dust. You're not sure if that's what it is or not, but that's about it.
I'm gonna take out my crowbar and I'm gonna attempt to break a piece off of the crystal.
Okay, it seems to break off into dust.
The same dust?
Yep.
Not solid crystal, just a
Nope.
bunch of dust.
Just a bunch of
It's
dust.
too brittle to be a shard.
Yeah. I mean, I'd bring some, but I don't have anything to.
Are you trying to
put it
break
in.
off like a solid chunk of the thing?
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
trying to do.
Give me a d20 to see if you can find a noticeable piece that you might be able to break off.
All right.
What did you roll? Because for some reason I'm not scrolled
13.
all the way down. Nope, dust.
All right. Well, I got nothing to bring the dust with, so. Oh wait! I'm gonna put it in the box.
Okay. Yep, sure. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
put dust into the box?
I'm gonna fill the strange box with the dust.
Okay. So you put in some strange dust into the box and you close it?
Yes.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
What do you try? Do you try to open it again?
Yeah, just to see if it's still there. Because
It's
I don't know what the
not.
box does.
It no longer opens.
It no longer opens.
The box is shut and closed. And
Oh,
for some
interesting.
reason, it's not opening.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Guys, I can't open the box anymore. What does it mean?
I mean, if the purpose of this box, you said it's related to the aspect of change.
Yeah.
If its purpose is to change something, it might have started the process.
Oh, like it's cooking.
That's a good analogy.
Is your
It's a
aspect?
guess.
Did you glimpse of your side this
Are you
this thing?
Are you crazy?
Wasn't it you?
I don't think
Alan?
any one of us glimpsed
I
your
glimpsed of
sight.
your
Yeah,
side the
yeah.
box,
Yeah.
but not
Alan,
the thing that makes the dust.
No, not the thing that makes the dust, no.
That's what I'm asking. If
Okay,
anybody...
I thought you were asking about the box. I was gonna say you did do the
No,
box.
no, yeah, I
He
remember.
did. It's just that Kiki's the player, so he forgot already that it's related to change.
No, I didn't forget. I'm just wondering, like, a strange flickering light, this thing that I'm seeing right there, is it also aspect of change, or is it something else?
Are you gonna try and
That's
glimpse
right.
a true sight it?
No, because I know it's dangerous, so I'm not gonna do it.
Exactly.
And I don't have a lot of health mentally. Like, I don't want to take 6 fucking damage and be almost dead. I'm gonna put the box back in my inventory, and I'm gonna...
Also, thank you for the
You want?
ambience music, by the way. That's fucking solid.
Yeah, I've been running
glad
it
it
since you
fits.
put the link, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be in the recording.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna... If the other two are following me, I'm gonna try to go back to the crossing path and attempt
Actually,
to go
I
to
want to
the...
keep going further where there's a light beyond the path,
Oh, okay, we can do that. Cool.
because there's more beyond this.
Let's look beyond.
We'll see very soon.
So you continue down the path. And as you get closer, the forest is getting darker.
Hmm.
And I assume you're still heading towards the light, Eric? And, well, everybody in this case?
Yeah.
So the forest itself is getting darker, and the light itself is getting brighter. And as you continue walking, it's almost like it's nighttime now. And in the distance, there's what appears to be like a moon. But as you get closer, you notice the moon is moving. And more as you get closer, it gets darker and darker, and the moon gets brighter and brighter, until you see in the center, there's a spot of darkness.
In the
And you
bright
guys, in the bright moon. And you get close enough. You guys continue going?
If
Yeah.
they're still following me, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm following.
Cool. This is what you guys end up seeing.
Oh.
The moon itself appears to be a figure moving along, shining bright throughout the night.
So,
It's casting rays, and you notice that wherever it looks, there's this spotlight of bright white light. So bright it's like a solid column. And it's just passing through over, looking around, looking at the trees.
Got a feeling that's the Guardian.
yeah, this is the thing I probably mentioned to everyone to not cross its gaze.
I'm gonna look away immediately.
Same.
Okay.
Look down on the ground.
Yeah, I'll look away too.
You'll look away as well?
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to stay out of its gaze, or are you just walking forward?
Keep walking forward, just like closing my eyes, knowing exactly where we're going, just keeping going straight.
Okay. As you're walking forward, is anyone else doing the same thing? Are you guys hiding, or?
I'll follow behind him.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
follow him.
And you guys are averting. Are you guys keeping your eyes closed?
I would
Well,
just I would just look away from its direction.
Okay, you're gonna look away from its direction.
Same. I'm looking like right down on the ground, maybe a little bit forward, but that's it, just so I can
Okay.
maneuver.
But otherwise, you're walking along the path, and okay.
Yep.
So as you go forward, and I think it's just Shima who's got his eyes closed completely.
Yep.
Okay, Shima, give me a d20. You start to trip, but you manage to catch yourself. As you guys get closer, you start hearing what appears to be muttering, like an incessant muttering, just a constant speech. And it's getting louder and louder. You guys are approaching where the figure is as he's moving along. And it's around this time that the muttering gets louder, but also more incessant. And you hear it start to get aggressive as you guys are getting closer. You guys continue.
I'm gonna stop. If the voice is getting aggressive, I'm stopping.
Okay. You're just stopping in your tracks. You're just holding still.
Well, I'm gonna like look at the ground to see if the other two are also keep. They also keep going.
Okay. And the rest of you?
I would look at Manuelo first, see what he does.
Well, I still got my eyes closed and I'm keeping going.
Okay.
I'm gonna say out loud. Maybe we should stop. I don't think this is a good idea.
Do we hear anything with the muttering, or is it indistinguishable noise?
I mean, you hear what appears to be a language. You're not sure what. You've never heard this before.
Okay. Do I sense any intent of like hostility, or is it inquiring, or does it seem like it even noticed us?
It sounds angry. You're not sure if it noticed you. Like, the closer you get, the more you realize that this sounds like someone who's just pissed and ranting the entire way through.
Okay, so it sounds angry, but it doesn't necessarily sound angry at us.
Correct. It does sound closer, though, as you guys are getting close to it.
Okay, I would just mention to Alan, hurry up. The faster we're out of here, the better.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. So as you guys continue going forward, who's in front?
I'm guessing Eric.
Yeah, no, I was thinking Manuelo, but I can be in front, no problem.
Okay. So, Eric, as you're walking forward, the muttering stops, and you start hearing what appears to be very furious muttering, and you're looking down at the base, right?
Yes, I'm looking.
And you notice the spotlight is starting to come towards you.
Oh. Can I get out of the spotlight sight?
You're gonna try and hide?
Yes.
Okay. So you run to hide behind a tree, I assume?
Whatever's closest and convenient as a hiding spot.
Give me a speed.
So just speed?
Speed or anything that would be related.
Lies or trickery, I'm not sure. Mental resistance.
Right, you have mental resistance?
Yes.
That's intellect defense.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It should be, at least. Let me have a look.
You're trained in defense to roll to resist mental effects.
Yeah, okay, consider that intellect defense.
Okay.
Just for the next times.
Okay. I don't really have anything, so just straight speed.
Okay, yep, straight speed.
At least I don't think anything I have is. Ooh.
Nice.
So you managed to very quickly get behind a tree, just in time. You managed to avoid the spotlight as it's going by. Shima, your eyes are closed, so you don't notice this coming. And Kiki, you also notice that the spotlight is coming towards you guys.
And I see Eric hiding.
You saw Eric just start to dash away.
I'm gonna follow behind him, and I'm gonna say to Manuel, to, keep up the pace.
Okay, you tell him keep up the pace.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god.
Well, oh no,
Alright.
wait, no. That's not what I mean.
Okay.
Like, rather like hurry up, like run, like.
Okay, what are you telling him specifically?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay, cool. Give me a speed.
Okay. Oh, that's not good.
Okay. And Manuelo, you hear them say, let's get the fuck out of here. What do you do?
At that point, I open my eyes and I look around
You see a
because I don't know where the
spotlight coming
fuck they
straight.
are.
Indeed, you're not sure where they are. You notice that there's trees sort of nearby, and you do see a bright beam of light coming at you really fast.
I'm looking at the source of the light beam.
It's the source of the light beam is indeed the figure in the sky, the moon.
I look down directly once I kind of made the 1 + 1 2.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna like lay on the floor like I'm dead.
Okay. Cool. You're gonna try and deceive to show that you're dead?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have anything that helps with that?
Would spin identity work for that?
Probably not.
I identify as a tree.
You can convince. Oh, that would require you to
Oh wait,
Say
who
and
can
spin.
see? Well, who can see?
see, hear,
Yeah,
and
but
understand.
if I'm not
you.
talking, if I'm not talking or understanding, as long as they can see me, I don't impersonate someone specifically. It's
There's
myself.
the part of and understand you, which implies that you'd be explaining to them how you're somebody you're not. I mean, you can totally explain to him that, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a dead body.
No, otherwise, I'm skilled in disguise. So
That disguised works, absolutely.
and
Yes.
trickery.
Yep,
And
sure.
lies.
Sure.
Jesus
those-
Christ,
those
what
will
a
all work.
character.
Goddamn.
Cool. So you lie on the ground and pretend to be dead?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Alan, your speed was not enough.
I imagine so, yeah.
The beam of light clips you,
Oh, fuck.
and you happen to take 3 damage of speed
Fuck.
as you manage to finally, afterwards, get out of the way. The spotlight centers on Manuelo, and you're hearing this, and you've got this searing beam of light that just seems to pierce through your soul. You take 4 damage of speed.
4 damage of speed.
Yeah. And considering you're on the ground, there's unfortunately no defense to that.
Cool.
All right. What are each of you guys doing now? We're not rolling for any initiative. There's no
At that point, did I hear Alan getting hurt or something?
Yes, you heard him screech. Or
Then I'm
call
going
out.
to get up and run towards where I heard his voice.
Okay. So you start to run, and the beam is following you. Although it's quick, it's not. It does seem to take a bit of time before it starts to turn its gaze and try to find you again. Give me a speed or a stealth, or a speed or a stealth.
I'll use a stealth.
Good idea.
11.
Okay.
But he specialized.
Okay, yeah, difficulty minus 2 steps. Okay. Yeah, you're fine. So what ends up happening is that you manage to find a place to hide behind a tree nearby, and the beam passes over, following in the same direction as if you had continued going on. The figure goes by and is still looking. You hear the muttering get louder as it gets closer to you, and then starts to drift off. The muttering is still in the nearby distance, but it's not looking at you.
I'm keeping a low profile.
How are you guys moving?
Stealthily.
Yeah, very stealthily.
Stealthily? Okay. Each of you give me a stealth check. If not stealth, use speed.
I will use speed, and I will put
Are
in
you
effort.
kidding me? God damn it.
No, nat 1 from Alan.
Okay.
Bruh.
Difficulty minus 2 steps. Jeez.
Oh God, I put in an effort.
Indeed.
That's garbage.
That does indeed suck. Cool. So, poor Alan. It takes you a while as you get out and you crunch down on what seems to be the world's loudest cracking branch as the figure turns around and sears its light directly on you.
Oh my god.
Take 4 damage, speed.
Alan's gonna die.
Eric,
Oh.
Yes.
you happen to take 3 damage as it glances over you as it does manage to spot you briefly.
Yeah.
The figure is approaching, trying to find you guys again.
It didn't get me nothing.
Nope, it does not get you. It doesn't see you whatsoever. You've managed to stay perfectly hidden.
Would it be possible for me to stealth, but also to help someone be stealthy?
Distract.
Like to follow me or like...
Not using your stealth, however, you could probably try to find a way to distract somebody to lead it away. So if you manage to stay stealthy, you could probably lead it somewhere and get it away to help the others.
I think that's what I'm gonna try and do. Like I'm gonna like run away stealthily,
Okay.
and just like sometime like just scream out like, "Hey, you fucking big ass triple I monster!" Just try and run away afterward again.
Okay. So you're going to run away and you're going to call out to it to try and grab its attention?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing mostly with speed, or are you trying to be stealthy afterwards?
Stealthy
Okay.
all the time.
Go for it. Give me a roll for stealth.
Oh god. 5. God.
Unfortunately, it does manage to find you and see you. So it does manage to spot you for a bit before you get away from it. You take 3 damage. Speed.
Okay.
The others, however, do happen to benefit from a bonus because it's currently distracted by you.
So
Thoroughly
Do
distracted.
we stealth again?
Yep, if you guys are continuing to get through the forest, then yes.
So do I put in 1 bonus or something? Or asset?
Yep, you'll add a bonus, or I can also apply it manually just with the math.
Apply it manually, I guess.
It's probably easier that way.
Oh,
It's a bonus of what? A 1?
Okay, cool. Don't worry about the bonus. I'll apply it manually. So just give me a speed
Okay.
roll.
Oh, speed roll.
Yep, speed or stealth or whatever.
All three of us?
Yep. If you guys are continuing through, yes.
And 6.
Okay. Yeah. So Alan, you do manage to get past, and
I assume I also get
yeah,
past.
difficulty -2. Yeah, except Shima because he's the one who's being targeted right now. Yes, Eric, you get past just fine. Shima, you managed to get grazed again, just the last little bit.
How many? How much?
Another 3, but you managed to get out.
Okay.
You guys have gotten out of that forest, and you've come to a new place. Give me a second. Oh, whoops, I thought this was already in. You come to what appears to be a tower. It's in the distance. And in particular, you notice that there's a couple of figures walking around. And it appears to be. I mean, it's going to be much easier if I just show you guys. It seems to be a little more civilized. It's outside um, of the forest, just barely. And there seems to be a couple of figures moving around, just walking past. They seem to be minding their own business. And so that's what you end up seeing. This luminous source.
Interesting. I will take a few steps forward, I guess.
Okay, so you take a few steps forward. Are you going to approach the beings that are there?
Should we? And I just look at.
We don't really have a choice. How are we gonna get out of here?
I mean, there's always the pinching method. And I don't mean to stop peeing. I meant the other pinching method.
You guys had probably already
Yeah, I've already pinched you.
Yes.
Didn't work.
Alright, that didn't work. Oh. Alright, I guess. Let's go.
So you get closer, and as you guys approach, the figure in the distance sees you three walking. And it seems to change just a little bit. And as you get closer, it appears to look humanoid, at least, mostly human. And you hear in your heads, ah, hello, dreamers.
I think in my head, hello?
You can speak.
I will say out loud, hello?
Hello. What brings you to the Tower of Light?
Exploration? Discovery?
Aren't we all explorers out here in the world?
Yes.
See, some of you have managed to get past our guardian.
Yeah, that guy was scary. Burns. Oh.
We mean no ill intent towards you.
That is good. But that has yet to be seen.
I mean, we're just tourists. We're new. This is our first time here.
Oh,
Your first time
well, welcome.
dreaming.
Welcome to the Tower of Light. Surprised you managed to get past through the forest. Most dreamers dream, and then they wake up. Although I see some of you have managed to get singed a bit.
All of us,
No,
to some degree or another.
that's for sure. So, what's the Tower of Light exactly? What does it do?
Well, this is the gate. Past this is infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, everything known. Very few make it. You might say that past this is the light in the dark.
Right. So we just go through this and we know everything?
Oh, I don't think that'll work, but you're welcome to try.
I mean, I would assume that we pass through and we would have access to knowledge.
Give me a second.
Just notice the time also, it's getting late.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
You pass through and you attain all of the knowledge.
What's
So,
the
like,
catch?
yeah, what's the catch? Do we, like, burn out because we can't handle it?
Well, probably.
Hmm.
I wouldn't know. I've never been past.
Oh, what do you do here then?
Well, I follow the light mostly. I try to get closer to it. I explore. And I learn. As
And
everybody else does.
Are
are you
you native?
are you a dreamer?
I am not a dreamer, no.
So, like, you live here?
You might say that, yes.
That's cool. I'm Alan, by the way. What's your name?
Nice to meet you. My name's not important.
Nice to meet you, not important. It's a
The
strange name
being,
or a strange place.
you get the impression that the being would smile if it could smile. It is indeed a strange place, a wonderful place, you might say. Tell me, do you have questions? Do you like to learn?
Yes.
Consider me curious in nature.
Well, follow the light, and you'll learn. Follow the light enough, and you'll attain as much knowledge as possible.
Then I point at the tower and I say, "This light."
Metaphorically, yes.
But, like, literally, how do we do it?
Well, you learn. And it seems to chuckle.
I'm gonna focus on learning something.
Okay.
Do I learn anything?
Nothing seems to happen.
I'm gonna focus on learning how to create ambiances.
Okay. Nothing appears to happen.
Yeah, I figured.
You seem to have a perplexing look on your face.
Well, you said try to learn, so I'm focusing on trying to learn, but nothing's happening.
Ah. What is the first step of learning?
Reading about it.
Being curious.
Indeed.
Oh,
Asking questions. Curious,
okay.
you managed to get through the forest, managed to get all the way over here, seemingly not even seeking the light. And yet you still have yet to ask a single question.
I mean, I asked your name. You didn't answer. told me
gave
it
you an
didn't
answer.
matter. Yeah, but I wanted a name. That's too bad. But if you can't tell me your name, do you have any useful information about like uh let's say creating ambiances? I don't know why I'm stuck on that, by the way. I want to know an easy way to
I
do
think
that.
it's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd like to create ambiances.
Yeah, that seems to be like the most complicated thing to do when we want to do stuff.
No, it's not that complex.
Like if it's already there, sure. But like if you want to create it, how do you do that?
Ah. Well, I guess that would depend on what it is you're trying to create. An ambience of what? But for most
Uh
of them, for most
yeah.
of everything, it tends to follow very simple rules. An ambiance tends to happen when a creature of a certain aspect, say like the light and the dark, would be banished, or would be summoned sometimes. A great creature.
Well,
That
see,
would definitely cause it.
that's the thing. How do I? What if I want to summon a creature of an aspect?
Okay.
But to summon it, I need the ambiance.
Oh.
And by summoning it, it creates an ambiance. But how do I get the ambiance?
Oh,
It's like,
indeed.
oh, we
Yes.
only hire
Troublesome.
you if it's like we only hire you if you have experience,
Well,
but you don't have experience.
you could always burn or break certain components. Release it in the air, so to speak, to give out the magic smoke, as they say.
So
So an
incense
ingredient.
related to an aspect.
Indeed. In fact, one of the easy ways for the light in the dark is to, well, and he pulls out a pouch of what appears to be powder of some sort. Pulls some in his hand. Flicks a finger, and a slight mote of light goes and hits the powder. A bright light of searing hot light. And the powder ignites in a flash.
Oh,
There.
So creating light in the dark would be of help to create
Of
an
sorts, but
ambiance.
really, ingredients are where you're probably going to get ambiances. Ingredients, some artifacts.
what if I put dead fish all over the place? Does that create the ambiance of the deep?
Probably not.
What if they're really fucked up fish?
Like you?
Maybe.
Yeah, like me.
A really fucked up fish would probably do that if you're talking about something with sort of aberrations.
So
That might just work. But I don't know much about the deep. The deep tends to be rather secretive of all of them, really.
If this place is like a portal to all the aspects, is there a portal to like the aspect of the deep somewhere here?
Why, yes. Why, all you need to do is go into the forest, focus on going to the deep, and you should
Oh,
find your way.
maybe I can find some fucked up fish there to create some ambiance.
Is that not how you've managed to get here?
What do you mean?
Well, to get through the forest to get over here, you must have been trying to follow the light, so to speak.
correct, but that would
Yeah,
have been my initiative.
yeah, I
Looking
followed
for
him.
answers.
I'm looking for many answers, but I'm looking for the questions to begin with.
Well,
My life has
Ooh.
been turned upside down very recently with all of this occult.
then ask away and find those answers. And the more you find, the brighter you'll get.
How did all of this start? Like the aspects. Where did it start? Has it always been there? How was it discovered?
Once, there was nothing but everything, and nothing but everything. And then it fractured. But there's no real way to know. Not without going through this light. But once you do, you never come back.
An intimidating prospect.
So it's like you become knowledge and you just dissolve into it.
That might be the price for all knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ready to do that.
I certainly
That's why most of the followers of the light hang around nearby, try to get closer to it without ever touching it. We are once dark, and we get lighter, but never brighter.
If one were to summon a creature of the aspect of the light, what would be the typical services we expect from it?
Well,
Q&A or something
depends
else?
what you're looking for.
And they clean dishes.
I don't think you would clean dishes. So
What
to
if
speak.
we ask them to really nicely?
I would assume the question you're trying to ask is what use would being able to summon a follower of the light?
Combat,
Out in your-
defense, menial tasks.
Probably closer to being able to acquire knowledge and also to get rid of pesky enchantments and spells.
Ooh, okay.
The kind of
Oh.
defenses that are purely occult. We're very good at understanding and figuring that kind of thing out.
And
Less
once
muscle.
we summon them, do they like stay with us like until we dismiss them?
We'll
Like
stay for a
indefinitely?
while. Depends. Depends on how much of a hold on reality you manage to give them through your ritual.
Let's see.
What would be the best way to do such a ritual?
Well, first you'd have to find the ritual. And then using the proper ingredients and making sure that you have more of an aspect of the light and the dark in the ritual. Sure, you'll probably manage to call upon one of the followers.
Cool. Like you don't have that ritual here, right?
Oh, I do know many a ritual.
Would you partake in sharing one of those rituals with us?
And the figure seems to put its arm on your shoulder. What appears to be a sort of a weird sort of hand. And it gets closer to you. And it's when you notice that, really, you thought it had a face, but it doesn't have a face. And you hear it say, "Now where's the fun in that?"
I figured you'd say something like that.
What would we need to do for you to part ways with this information?
Why? It would probably take a favor.
Favor as in service or favor as in currency?
They are one and the same.
You know, that makes surprisingly a lot of sense.
Do you have like some dry cleaning you need to go get and coffee and stuff like that? I can go get that for you if you want. Would that count as a favor?
No.
If one
What
were
about
to,
if it's really far and you need to take a lot of like public transit?
If one were to want to be owed a favor by someone of the light and the dark, you would need to be able to give them information that is relevant to their interest.
Indeed.
This is a group that searches knowledge.
Indeed.
Okay. I have some information I can share with you.
Oh, about what? And the figure looks very interested now.
Did you know that in the Dream Forest,
What
there's
is it
the
about?
aspect
What
of
is it about?
change?
No, hold on. The rules are simple. Do not explain something to me and give out something for free. Tell me what it is you were going to tell me first, without telling me what it is entirely.
I'm about to tell you what kind of aspect is this forest in the Dream World. In case you don't know what it is. If you know what it is, then fine, I'll find something else.
The forest.
Yes,
You glimpsed the forest.
I did. Heard a little bit.
Are you sure you glimpsed the forest? Tell me.
Yeah.
I already know what it is, but I'm curious to see whether or not you know. Not many are foolish
Alright.
enough to try and glimpse while they dream.
I mean, he did it,
We
and I did
learned a
it.
mistake. It hurts.
Yeah, it's painful. We're not ready for it, but
Pain is an excellent teacher.
since you already know it, I'm not gonna say it in case you're lying, and then you want me to say it for free. That would be,
Also, Chris, I don't
I'll
know if
give
you're
this
keeping
one
time.
for you for free. It's the aspect of change.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you're
I
keeping tab on
know.
time, Chris. Also,
Sorry?
I don't know if you're keeping tab on time, Chris.
Oh, this is going to be up to you guys more than anything.
I worked.
I'm good for a bit too.
I will actually gonna have to
Yeah.
call it off here because tomorrow I need to wake up early.
I need to wake
Cool,
up
Bring
no
the
problem.
little one to the daycare.
In that case, we shall cut it here.
Okay.
We'll talk with does
sorry
not
to,
matter.
Sorry to be abrupt about it, but
No. That's fine.
okay. Well,
Excellent.
All right.
this is very interesting. Very interesting to the point where the implications go over my head, honestly.
I kind of want to touch the light and see if I get it. Stuff.
Superpower.
Yeah, just poke it a little bit, see if I learn something.
Poke the light.
You're playing
Yeah,
with
just
fire
poke
right
the
there.
light.
We'll wait for the next
Yeah,
session.
yeah.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Chris,
you very
for
much,
this
Chris. Yeah, this is
last minute session.
yeah, it's last
No
minute session,
problem.
but it's really awesome and mindfucky, and like, I have a feeling that the implications of all of that are so deep that it goes over my head.
Well, I have a question for you guys, just real quick. The vision thing for exploring the interdimensional thing,
Really cool.
is that a yay or an A?
It's a big yeah.
Oh, that's a yay. That's a big yay, yeah.
Cool. That's what I mostly wanted to know. Excellent. All right. Nighty night, everybody.
Good night.
Good